අපි එහෙනම් දැන් තරගය ආරම්භ කරන්න සියලු කටයුතු සූදානම් වෙලා තියෙන්නේ කොළඹ කණ්ඩායම සහ දඹුල්ල කණ්ඩායම අතර. අපි යමු පල්ලේ කැලේ ජාත්‍යන්තර ක්‍රිකට් ක්‍රීඩාංගණයට.
He did mention that they're doing everything in their control. Just a matter of one batsman stands up and get that big one for them. Now, since Dambulla will be defending the score, that's where I think it'll be tough work, especially we've seen the last 3 games, day, night, especially bowling second teams struggling with the due. So that's where I think the game will be.
I'll have to agree with you there, Mahat. We've seen the batters throughout the competition who have turned out for the aura, and they've shown that they can play. Come back to that convo, just having a look at Chris Paula's career, 35 matches in T20s. Best of 67, strikes at 125. Of course, he's been the man who's opened up every innings for Dambulla Aura this year. Siobhan Daniel, just 5 matches. Those numbers will improve as he gets more experience and more opportunities to play in such competitions. Kasun Rajita, 3rd match this season. Just the 1 wicket, but you know the ability he possesses with the ball. Just coming back to that conversation, Maha, it is for me as well that one big innings where people bat around somebody from Dambulla Aura. You look at their scores, everyone has scored 30s and 40s. Cox has done it a couple of times, Siobhan Daniel. But nobody has just gone on, played a big innings and then had people to support him to get that total.
Right, we're ready to play. Kasun Rajita. It's Lasit Cruzpulle on strike with a wide slip. Here's the first ball of the Dambulla Aura innings. Oh, plays him on. Lasit Cruzpulle. Would you believe his luck? And would you believe the Dambulla Aura luck? We've been talking about the importance of batting, a good solid foundation, and look what happens.
Misery continues. That's the only thing I could say. New day, fresh start. Speaking to Mickey, they mentioned about it's just a matter of a good start. See how unlucky he is. Lasit Cruzpulle, young man, making big strides in domestic cricket. But in the end, a first ball duck. And Kasun Rajita cannot believe his luck. Gone for 0. Dambulla losing their first wicket and no runs.
Take a deep breath. Paint better, breathe better. Graphene Stone Paint.
අලුත්ම TikTok සහ Insta Dialog Fun Blaster මාසෙටම රුපියල් 297ක් විතරයි. Maggi Papare Spicy Chicken Flavor Noodles. Spicy වෙනසට set වෙන්න.
Mood එක positive දවසම fun බරයි. Limit නැති friends නැති ලෝකෙම සුන්දරයි. Life එකත් lemon වගේ sweet sour mix. Excitement එකක් ගොයින්ද ගත නැතොත් risk. අපි හෙන්නම lucky. ඕන දෙකට වෙන fix. Hello ice tea. ඕන වෙලාවක set වෙන drink එක.
Sure he was thinking of coming this early. John Cox, just 22 years, massive strike rate, has got runs behind him, straight away a bit of shape. Now the 3rd man, they are up and running, 1 for 1. Do you call it ill luck or just bad batting? How would you want to describe this?
Wow, there's no foot movement, there's no positivity. He's just stood there, hung the bat out to dry. And this can happen when a team's not performing well and you haven't been getting the runs that you want to get. Just hung the bat out to dry. No intentional movement to get behind the line of the ball or to play it off into the onside or offside. Lacking in confidence, that shot tells me.
Off the pad, that will run away to the boundary. Again, you could see the swing. Boundary, I think it should be leg bys. It is just to the point of Angelo Matthews' strategy of wanting to chase. Now, looking at the last 2 days, another look. the dew that we speak of had made its appearance pretty early. But I just had a walk from the far end and the ground was quite dry. Still not seen the dew, and I'm just wondering whether it will actually appear. And that's what Dambulla wants. They don't want dew when they bowl. They had a miss.
Currently start by Kasundwadi, the 2 deliveries before, swung back into Siobhan Daniel. Yes, the line was too straight. And this one, just held its line, was full. Siobhan Daniel going for that expansive drive, just on the matter of in the toss, bowling first and trying to chase down. And this is what Colombo is hoping for, and Dambulla is not hoping for. It's the dew. So I think looking at the options of both the teams, I think the dew will play a big role, and it's unfair matter that which comes to the bowling second team, but it is what it is. That's why it's very important. We spoke about, just answering the question. There's so much things happen. Someone wanted to get that big one. There's enough players in this team. You've got Jordan Cox, Siobhan Daniel, Banu Rajapaksha, Dasun Shanaka. He's all able batsmen. It's just a matter of one player standing up and playing blinder so that everyone chips in.
Oh, that's out. That is out. It's full. Swinging back in. He's in no position to be playing that ball. Young Siobhan Daniel, that's out. Don't waste a review, my friend.
Well. What a start. Oh, it's an afterthought. It's an afterthought, but I'm wondering, oh yes, just in time. Just in time.
Copy that run. Your out LBW. Today I'm trying to director. We have a player review for LBW. Original decision is out. I need to check the front foot first, please. Fair delivery. Go to front on spin vision, please. Bowlers close to the bat. I need ultra it to confirm whether any back involved there, please. Waiting for ultra edge. Copy, thank you. Still waiting for ultra edge. Keep it rolling through, keep it rolling through. Show me one more time please, one more time. Yes, satisfied, fat line as the ball passes the bat, no bat involved. Ball tracker when it is ready, please. Waiting for ball tracking, Mr. Martinez. Ball tracking is coming. Checked in line, wickets hitting. Go back to on-field umpire, please. Martinez, you can stay with the original decision here.
It's a shame that Siobhan Daniel didn't heed to the advice of Tino. They said, don't take the review. It was plain, it was plumb. What a start. Out for naught. Dambulla, 6 for 2.
Take a deep breath. Paint better, breathe better. Graphene Stone Paint.
The largest paint supplier of Japanese vehicles. Original equipment manufacturer approved, Max Premila 2K is the most premium quality auto refinishing solution you will ever need.
ඒට කැපෙන්නේ නැතුව ෆුට්බෝල් වර්ල්ඩ් කප් එක ලයිව් බලන්න. View app එක download කර subscribe කරන්න.
Experienced Banu Rajapaksha to the crease. They wanted to come a bit later, not in the first over. It's a strike rate of 108. Probably would like to improve on that. Kasundwadi picked up a couple of wickets. Running in. Nicely bowled, nicely bowled. Tell you what, Tino,
how well Colombo has bowled. First 5 games, only 2 wickets in the power play. In this game, first over itself, 2 wickets. 6 for 2, Dambulla.
ලයිෆ් බෝයි ඉතරම් ලොක්කා වෙළඳ පොලේ අඩුම මිල රුපියල් 125කට පවුලටම ආරක්ෂාව සැරට කැමති අය දවස පුරාවට සැර ඉල්ලනවා සේවරි නට්ස් රසයට කවුරුත් සැරටම සෙට් වෙනවා මංචි රස බලකායේ සේවරි නට්ස් දැන් අලුත් වෙලා
අපේ අම්මා දැන් shopping ගියාම ගෙවන්නෙම හෙලකුරු ඇප් එකෙන් ස්කෑන් කළා ගෙව්වා
සරලත්වෙන් රටම සවි බල ගන්නවන අපේම හෙලකුරු
බඩගින් මායම් පිදිල්ල Witsbury Black Magic.
Six for 2 in the first over. Suranga Lakmal straight away you would find him in that length area. That's the area, that's the length he would look to bowl. He's much gentler in pace, Suranga Lakmal now, but he'll look to try and swing it, look to be in those attacking areas.
Quite ideal, Kasun Radita and Suranga Lakmal. This was a perfect delivery. A dream delivery can save to a right arm quick to a left hand. I'm afraid to say Dambulla wasted a review there. Look, plumb in front. Young Siobhan Daniel done by absolute peach of a delivery.
Roshan, you said he should listen to me and not taking the review. I'll be honest, when I used to play, quite often I thought the ball was going down the leg side. When it was smashing into the
You were never
leg
out.
stump.
You were never out, man. You were never out.
I wasn't that bad.
I've seen many batsmen who thought every time it's either going down the leg side or it's going over the air. This is Angelo Matthews is having a chat with Suranga Lakmal. He mentioned about it. Would have lost a bit of pace, Suranga. He hasn't lost that shape. Guileless. Banu Rajapaksha with Kasun Rajita and Suranga Lakmal swinging back in. He'll have a good chance against Banu.
Right, if you want to purchase your tickets, you know where to go. It's daras.lk or the Daras app. Again, that movement back into the left-hander. Just tipping on him as well. Suranga Lakmal saw it as well. This is very good bowling.
That's really good bowling. And what these left-handers have to realise is these two opening bowlers are swinging the ball back in. He's getting his head just slightly over to the onside, and that's how you get into trouble. That's how Siobhan Daniel got into trouble. You can afford to stay and wait because you know the ball's going to swing back into you.
Oh, well played. Use the pace, use the width. That time, Lakmal dropping it short.
A brilliant shot. Short ball was tried up. Previous delivery was swinging back in. Trying to bluff Banu Rajapaksha, who's committed to the front foot. But presence of mind by Rajapaksha. Guiding towards third man for a boundary.
Oh, that's nice. That's very nice. I see the thinking of Suranga Lakmal. Full in-swinger ball before. Make sure you've got your forward defence sorted. Try to sneak in the short ball, but well played.
Caught! Straight to the man at extra cover. Wicket number 3 in the second over. Banu Rajapaksha looking to slam it. Well, I think he got the middle of the bat, but just couldn't elude the fieldsman. But let's see.
Colombo on a roll. And this time it was pitched up. Probably Suranga Lakmal trying to get the ball back into Rajapaksha, but in the end went with the angle. Dinesh Chandimal at extra cover. That shows the determination of Suranga Lakmal and the Colombo team. Rajapaksha gone for 4 4. Dambulla struggling at 11 for 3.
Take a deep breath. Paint better, breathe better. Graphene Stone Paint.
අලුත්ම TikTok සහ Insta Dialog Fun Blaster මාසෙටම රුපියල් 297ක් විතරයි.
ලයිෆ් බෝයි ඉතර ඉතරුම් ලොක්කා. වෙළඳ පොලේ අඩුම මිල. රුපියල් 125කට පවුලටම ආරක්ෂාව.
ඕන වෙලාවක ස්නැක් එක දැක්කම හිත ෆික්ස් වෙනවා. කන්න තම ආස නිසා ස්නැක් ක්‍රැකර් ඉල්ලනවා. මංචි රස බලපයි ස්නැක් ක්‍රැකර් දැන් අලුත් වෙලා.
Well, Dambulla seem to be in familiar territory all the time. That's Dambulla aura. They haven't really gone anywhere. I'm wondering whether they have learned from their mistakes. I'm sure they've spoken about it enough. They've gone back to the drawing board. But what have they done? Oh, again, another good one. Pitched up. 11 for 3, 2 overs.
ඒට කැපෙන්නේ නැතුව ෆුට්බෝල් වර්ල්ඩ් කප් එක ලයිව් බලන්න. View app එක download කර subscribe කරන්න.
The largest paint supplier of Japanese vehicles, original equipment manufacturer approved, Nax Premila 2K is the most premium quality auto refinishing solution you will ever need.
Maggi Papare Spicy Chicken Flavor Noodle. Spicy වෙනසට set වෙන්න. අලුත්ම TikTok සහ Insta Dialogue Fun Blaster. මාසෙටම රුපියල් 297ක් විතරයි. Calypso mix එක ඕන වෙලාවක නැගලම යනවා. Calypso එක්කලා youth එකම කුල්මත් වෙනවා. හදවාදින මංචි රස බලකායේ නවතම රසය. Calypso biscuits.
Well, good to see the Lanka Premier League 2024 bigger and stronger with lots of broadcasters. Has gone fine, past the short fine leg. Kasun Rajitha just erring a little bit. And useful runs for Dambulla Aura.
Down left side with the angle. This time it's not going away from the right-hander, Jordan Cox. In the end, finally goes up. It's a free hit in the end.
Definitely the Colombo Stars on top of their game. They're doing a grand job. Oh, lovely shot, punched down the ground. Good work, very good work by Ravi Bubara. The interception was perfect. Definitely spring in the step of the Colombo fielders. This is Manuka Rajapaksa's dismissal.
Oh, and how often do we see it? Standing up when he's trying to play the ball through that offside. Similar dismissal yesterday, and that's what would have irked him the most. Just tends to stand up on the ball when he's playing through that offside. It's okay when the ball's coming on nicely and you hit it well over. But he's got himself into trouble several times.
Oh, goodness gracious me. Goodness gracious me. What is going on? It's moving around and it's just clipped the stumps. Wicket number 4 of Dambulla Aura.
A dream delivery this time. I don't think batsman can do any better than that. Previously just going away from the right hand, and this one, Jack back and Tom Abel. Been done. The peach by Kasun Rajitha. It's gone for 0. Dambulla 16 for 4.
Take a deep breath. Paint better, breathe better. Graphene Stone Paint.
It might be a getaway from the routines of every day, or even a grand story of empowerment. You see, joy is something you share with those you love and trust. And that is why we make banking enjoyable. HNB, a joy to bank with.
More love, more fun. Ritzbury Chocomo.
ලයිෆ් බෝයි ඉතරුම් ලොක්කා. වෙළඳ පොලේ අඩුම මිල. රුපියල් 125කට පවුලටම ආරක්ෂාව.
The skippers here hasn't really had much. 2 slips in, just 81 runs. Oh, just starting around that off stump, just bending back a little bit.
That's on Chanaka. See, because of this, look at this for delivery. Wow. Tom Abel was done on all ends up. Masterclass with a new ball by Kasun and Suranga so far for the Stars. And when things goes wrong for a team, Roshan, it goes terribly wrong. A field for Mickey Arthur. He's trying his best, changing so many things, including how they beat, how they prepare for a game. The warm-up shot this time, Kasundar, they're dragging it down. Dasun Shanaka, it's a good start.
So just on the subject of losing, I believe it's contagious. It rubs on everybody when you start losing. Just like when you start winning. You could see that in the body language. It's that defeatist mentality that these players seem to have. There's no body language, there's no intent shown. Yes, it's important, boundary is good, but I'm saying overall, that's where the Dambulla team is in. They're not in a good place, Nino.
No, they're not. And even as batters, it can start to play on your mind. Balls that you know you can hit, shots that you can play. You start thinking, if I play this and I get out to it, then what are my teammates saying? What's the coach saying? And you just don't go out there with the normal freedom and free mind that you need to express yourself. Thought about two. They'll just take the one. End of the third over. It's 21 for 4.
ඒට කැපෙන්නේ නැතුව ෆුට්බෝල් වර්ල්ඩ් කප් එක ලයිව් බලන්න. View app එක download කර subscribe කරන්න.
Aquaproof 7-in-1. Unparalleled benefits in one high-performing waterproofing paint with water-repellent property. Nippon Paint, the coatings expert.
Darana's Grand Christmas Sale. December 12 සිට 80ක් දක්වා වට්ටම්. එක රුපියලකින් අදහ ගන්න බැරි තෑගි දිනා ගන්න අවස්ථාව. දැන්ම ප්ලේ කරන්න.
Take a deep breath. Paint better, breathe better. Graphene Stone Paint.
21 for 4. Well, we've spoken a lot about the Dambulla batting. Slakmal, that's a wide. Now, the word freedom, that's very, very important. How do you get there? How do you get to that position? Now, there's no freedom here at the moment. Now, this pair of batters, they have two choices. Either you decide to bat freely, start playing shots, or adopt a different strategy. Either way, it gives you freedom to make that decision, but which one would you choose?
With my experience, I've been in a situation where teams keep losing. Whatever you touch does not work. Gone through those spaces where everything goes wrong. It's where someone has to stand up. As I said to you before, one brilliant innings will change the complex totally together. And that's what this Dambulla team is lacking. The 4 wickets to fall, to start. The first ball, as if Bruce Pulle dragged down in stumps. Siobhan Daniel falling over, plumb in front. Banu Rajapaksha, bottom of the bat, trying to go over extra cover. And then this pitch to get rid of Tom Mabel by Kasundar, the best one out of the lot for me.
You got a feel for Tom Abel coming back in, come and sort out the batting woes we've got, and you get a peach like that. Oh, lack of foot movement, but the result is good. Oh, it's a good thing he got that bat down just in time, because I think that was crashing into the furniture again.
I can tell you that the Dambulla batters, they've invented ways of getting out, and they'll also find some ways of getting runs, mostly off the inside edge, in areas that they don't intend to play. Just like this, these two seamers, they've been really on top of their game.
The team loses continuously. You go through the motion. That's where you need one character in the team to change the complex of everything. It can be in the field, maybe off the field, how they prepare, how they enjoy themselves as a team. That's where the seniority in this team will hold a key, as well as Mickey Yadav. I just had a chat, as I said. He said certain things, certain rules have been changed, but still things are not going to their plans.
Runs again. 4 more. Just straying down the leg side. Useful boundaries. Now, on the point about that innings you're talking about, the brilliant innings, and the player that needs to stand up, which one of them do you think? Of course, we would expect the captain to do it, but who can Dambulla Aura really rely on? Is it Dasun Shanaka or someone else?
One of them for me for sure. Jordan Cox purely playing as a batsman, and as well as Dasun Shanaka playing in this team. If he's not bowling as a pure batsman, I think that's where responsibility lies. It's never easy. Tino uses the word freedom. I think that's a very important word, because when you're free, when your mind is free, you play a natural game. And most of the time when your mind is free, you come out with a blazing knock. This is where I think Dambulla is missing out.
Now, sometimes we speak of positivity. Now, sometimes positivity could be reflected in the way you look to try and approach a situation. A feet movement could be an indicator. I'm not sure that the Dambulla batters really look. That's a good bouncer. That's a really good bouncer. It's taken off. It's wide. And it's 4. So they got 5 off it.
Now it's 16 off the over. A couple of balls to go. Hasn't bowled as well as he did in that first over. And I just wonder if he's trying a little bit too much. You've got a team 4 down already. And a team that's been struggling throughout. So whoever's coming after that hasn't been in the runs, hasn't spent time in the middle. I think in this over, he should really have just tried to continue hitting the good areas. Yes, inside edge of that first ball, that can happen. But just keep doing the right things, hitting the good areas. There is where you want to be. Let him pick you up and do that. It's absolutely fine. But there is a risk.
The counter-attack this time by Dasun Shanaka. Back of the lane delivery. Not a bad ball at all. It's nicely bouncing through the off stump. But what Dasun Shanaka did well was cover the line and bend through it and backed himself up. It's time to change the momentum. Though Dambulla's lost 4 wickets, take a look at the run range, already 11 runs per over. Prashant, for me, if one of these players can bat up to the 15th, 16th over, we still have a good game in our hands.
Absolutely. Last ball of the over. Pace of the ball. They'll get a single. It's a massive over. 23 runs. 44 for 4 at the end of 4.
අලුත්ම TikTok සහ Insta Dialogue Fun Blaster මාසෙටම රුපියල් 297ක් විතරයි.
ලයිෆ් බෝයි ඉතරුම් ලොක්කා වෙළඳපොලේ අඩුම මිල රුපියල් 125කට පවුලටම ආරක්ෂාව.
chat වල නෑනේ risk ගන්නේ data ගැන නෑනේ worry වෙන්නේ messenger වල නේ වාසිකයෝ messenger වල නේ වාසිකයෝ
ලයිෆ් බෝයි ඉතරුම් ලොක්කා වෙළඳපොලේ අඩුම මිල රුපියල් 125කට පවුලටම ආරක්ෂාව.
බඩගිනි මායම් බිඳින්න Ritsbury Black Magic.
We're talking about the importance of sponsors. The Lanka Premier League have quite a few of them. Dasun Raj continues. Oh, Dasun Shanaka, that's another one. It's landed in the terrace. Another 6. The 50 is up, and this is just the 5th over.
Well, we talked about the aura batsman lacking in confidence. I'll take that statement back with regards to Dasun Shanaka. He's played a couple of really good strokes. And it's not easy to do when you're 4 down and you're the captain and you know if I get out, then we're deeper in murkier water. But I like this counter-attacking approach.
Just a bit wide, but just an encouraging stat as far as the Dambulla aura are concerned. If you're a Dambulla aura supporter, see the 4th wicket at 16 was the 2nd lowest total that the 4th wicket has fallen in the Lanka Premier League. The lowest has been 10. I'll come to that. Look how he's looking to come down the pitch, looking to advance, and then hitting it over mid-wicket. Again, pace of the ball. So that was Gaul versus Kandy. Gaul Gladiators versus Kandy Falcons. Gaul Gladiators were 10 for 4. Dambulla was 16 for 4. Gaul Gladiators went on and won the game. So that's a great stat given to us by our statistician Sue Abbott, who's been really working hard, burning the midnight oil as well.
Clearly, Dasun Shanaka trying to change the momentum successfully so far. Previous over going for 22 runs. This is good batting by Dasun and Jordan Cox trying to repair this innings and rebuild. This time outside edge, 3rd man in place. Suranga Lakmal, that was a neat catch. Knew where that boundary line was, did not want to step back. And the misery continues for the Dambulla Auras. They're getting a good start. Keep losing wickets.
It's worth taking a look at the reaction of Jordan Cox immediately after that catch was taken. just take a look at the reaction. It tells you a story. It's taken down a third man. And just look at that. Just look at that. Doesn't believe his luck. Out for 16, 51 for 5.
Take a deep breath. Paint better, breathe better. Graphene Stone Paint.
Hi. Oh no. Huh? Huh? Hi.
ඒට කැපෙන්නේ නැතුව ෆුට්බෝල් වර්ල්ඩ් කප් එක ලයිව් බලන්න. View app එක ඩවුන්ලෝඩ් කර subscribe කරන්න.
Noor Ahmed in very early in terms of overs and also in his batting position. Qasun Rajit has got 4. Geez, what a turn of events. We all expected the pitch to be a batting paradise. That's what we've seen, but it's been good seam bowling. The ball has moved around a wee bit and that's caused a lot of problems for the Dambulla. Qasun Rajit especially getting that ball to jag in and swing away. Angelo Matthews giving him an extra over. The right decision, keep picking up those early wickets. Oh dear, just falls short. Into the 5th, 53 for 5.
Aquaproof 7-in-1. Unparalleled benefits in one high-performing waterproofing paint with water repellent property. Nippon Paint, the coatings expert.
අලුත්ම TikTok සහ Insta Dialog Fun Blaster මාසෙටම රුපියල් 297ක් විතරයි.
Dasun Shanaka being very positive. 1 4 and 2 6s. He's got nothing to lose and I like his approach. If he comes off, he might have something on the board for Dambulla to defend, but if he just blocks around and tries to build partnerships here, it's just not going to work because wickets are falling at the other end. Last over of the power play and it's Jeffrey Van der Sey. Does he slip in place? How did he miss that? That was a full toss. Run rate is healthy. Oh boy, there's a fielder trying to get underneath it. It's a skyer and brilliantly taken. A poor delivery from Jeffrey Van der Sey. Qasun Shanaka was trying to hit that to Dambulla.
First time a team losing 6 wickets within the power play. A record of sorts, but it's not one that Dambulla will be proud of. Their captain goes, Dasun Shanaka. 20 from 11, 53 for 6.
Take a deep breath. Paint better, breathe better. Graphene Stone Paint.
Maggie Papare Spicy Chicken Flavor Noodle. Spicy වෙනසට set වෙන්න. Cheese රසට යාළුව set එක smiley බෙදනවා. Cheese buttons රස දැනුනම කොයි කවුරුත් වට වෙනවා. Munchie රස බලකායේ cheese buttons දැන් අලුත් වෙලා.
The largest paint supplier of Japanese vehicles, original equipment manufacturer approved, Nax Premila 2K is the most premium quality auto refinishing solution you will ever need.
ඒට කැපෙන්නේ නැතුව ෆුට්බෝල් වර්ල්ඩ් කප් එක ලයිව් බලන්න. View app එක download කර subscribe කරන්න.
Chaturanga De Silva is the new batter, and I think he's come out with the wrong gloves. So much confusion. Not very sure he was ready to come out either. But look how short this was.
Oh, disaster has struck. Dambulla Ora once again. Nothing has worked for them in this third edition of LPL. They started off in a poor fashion, progressively gone worse.
Credit must be given to Benny Hile, who completed that catch. Ball went high into the night sky, always very difficult when you've got to travel a long distance and get into that drop zone and then complete the catch. Nearly run past it. Well, because he kept his eyes on the ball, his hands followed. Superb work in the field.
Yet a long way to run though. I was also about to mention Benny Howell and how well he did. Yeah, to follow that wicket, Kiata had a word to his players. Even Noor Ahmed has come up early. Is that the 7th? Yes, it is. Navod Parnavitana takes a blinder. Colombo well on top.
Well, when you short on luck, that's what happens. In this over, couple of excellent catches we have seen. Wow. Diving in front. And that is a brilliant take.
But the umpires are going to have a look at it. Yep, the soft signal is out. Brilliantly taken. Noor Ahmed walks back. It's all falling apart for Dambulla Ora. He's made 2.
Take a deep breath. Paint better, breathe better. Graphene Stone Paint.
ලයිෆ් බෝයි ඉතරම් ලොක්කා වෙළඳපොලේ අඩුම මිල රුපියල් 125කට පවුලටම ආරක්ෂාව.
අලුත්ම TikTok සහ Insta Dialogue Fun Blaster මාසෙටම රුපියල් 297ක් විතරයි.
අම්මයි තාත්තයි විතරක් නෙවෙයි. දැන් අපේ සීයත් ගෙවන්න හෙළකුරුවලින් ස්කෑන් කළා ගෙව්වා.
සරලත්වයෙන් රටම සවිපල ගන්නන අපේම හෙළකුරු.
Had walked in but had to wait for the umpire's call. Well, Dambulla Ora with 7 wickets down, they need an innovative play of the day. The Dara's innovative play of the day has to happen now if they're going to have any chance in this game.
Well, clearly they're suffering from a batting coma. This Dambulla Aura team, nothing can go their way. A little cameo from their captain, and it's been all downhill. We've seen rare brilliance as well in the field from Colombo Stars.
Well, you have to give credit to Angelo Matthews. He stuck with Rajitha, kept on picking up wickets, and now they have picked up 7 in 6 overs, 54 for 7.
Aquaproof 7-in-1. Unparalleled benefits in one high-performing waterproofing paint with water-repellent property. Nippon Paint, the coatings expert.
ඒට කැපෙන්නේ නැතුව ෆුට්බෝල් වර්ල්ඩ් කප් එක ලයිව් බලන්න. View app එක download කර subscribe කරන්න.
More love, more fun. Ritsbury Chocomo.
Dara's Grand Christmas Sale. December 12 සිට debit හා credit card පත් සඳහා අමතර 12%ක වට්ටම. පොලි නැතුව පහසු ගෙවීමේ ක්‍රම. නත්තල් අසිරිය ඔබේ දොරකඩ.
The power play. 7 wickets have fallen. It's only the 7th time, 11th time that 7 or more wickets have fallen in the power play in all T20 cricket. That's the end of the 6 overs. Well, they can afford to smile. Unbelievable. Kasun Rajitha, 4 for 21. He's going to bowl out. Very correct decision from Angelo Matthews.
Now that's what happens. The moment he regained his form, he's making the right decisions, Angelo Matthews. And it has worked. Rajitha was getting the ball to bobble in the air, getting seam movement stuck with him. Gave him 4 wickets.
It's an aggressive move by Angelo Matthews, and it's the right one. I'm sure Coach Mickey Arthur is furious, given what he's seen. 7 wickets within the power play. Never thought it will get so bad for this franchise.
Well, at the fall of the 6th wicket, there's a bit of confusion in who's going in next. Mickey Arthur not happy with how his charges are executing. Sometimes it's better to cool off. Look, they have bowled well. You mentioned Angelo Matthews making good decisions, but surely they have been helped with the execution from the batter's point of view, haven't they?
Upon reflection, some of the batters will think that they could have made better decisions. Granted, there were a few very good deliveries from the opening bowlers.
Still getting it to swing. That's a reason that happens when wickets fall. Now this are the wickets. The first one of the very first delivery. Bhanuka Rajapaksa trying to hit on the up, unable to make contact. We are seeing minimum seam movement. But sometimes that little bit is enough to miss the middle of the bat and hit an edge, or put you off your timing.
Well, if you look at the top 5 batters in this Dambulla Aura team, they haven't even faced more than 10 deliveries. And that to me is an essential point that Mickey Arthur will probably reflect on and share with the players. You've got to give yourself a little bit of time, even if it's a T20 match, to get in, to understand the condition, the opposition bowlers.
That's 8. He gets a 5-for. Kasun Rajitha is having a field day.
Huge moment for the young fast bowler. He got hammered in his first outing, but we have seen improvement. He was very efficient with his line and length in the previous outing, and here swung the ball, seamed the ball around, and he deserved 5 wickets haul.
And we're going to have a look again.
Take a deep breath. Paint better, breathe better. Graphene Stone Paint.
අලුත්ම TikTok සහ Insta Dialogue Fun Blaster මාසෙටම රුපියල් 297ක් විතරයි.
Body life එක break up කරගෙන සල්ස නතනවා. ඕනේ වෙලාවක සල්ස රසට කට්ටියරොත් වෙනවා.
මංචි රස බලකායේ සල්ස බිස්කට්ස් දැන් අලුත් වෙලා.
ඒට කැපෙන්නේ නැතුව ෆුට්බෝල් වර්ල්ඩ් කප් එක live බලන්න. View app එක download කර subscribe කරන්න.
The largest paint supplier of Japanese vehicles, original equipment manufacturer approved, Nax Premila 2K is the most premium quality auto refinishing solution you will ever need.
Maggi Papare Spicy Chicken Flavor Noodle. Spicy වෙනසට set වෙන්න.
It could be a feeling that brings you together, or even their passion to change the world. You see, joy is something you share with those you love and trust. And that is why we make banking enjoyable. HNB, a joy to bank with.
ලයිෆ් බෝයි ඉතරුම් ලොක්කා වෙළඳපොලේ අඩුම මිල රුපියල් 125කට පවුලටම ආරක්ෂාව.
SLT Mobitel Mobile Non-Stop ලොක්කා. ඔබ කැමතිම ඇප් 9ට ඇති වෙනකන් data.
ලයිෆ් බෝයි ඉතරුම් ලොක්කා වෙළඳපොලේ අඩුම මිල රුපියල් 125කට පවුලටම ආරක්ෂාව.
අලුත්ම TikTok සහ Insta Dialogue Fun Blaster මාසෙටම රුපියල් 297ක් විතරයි.
Batsman is Pramod Madhushan. What a spell from Kasum Rajitha. His 4 overs, 5 for 22. The first time he's picked up a 5. We've had on 3 other bowlers picking up 5ers here in the LPL.
Record lowest total in the history of the LPL, 69. Still behind that target. Dambulla Aura. This was the last wicket to fall. Paul van Minkeren just chipping it to short mid-wicket. Attempted Yorker.
Well, the last game here in Kandy, then we move down to Colombo for the final stretch. And also the playoffs. Now 4 teams will make the playoffs. And with this result, Dambulla will be left alone at the bottom of the table. This is their 5th game. Well, we still haven't got the result. It's 56 for 8, the likely result. It's going to be very, very hard to sneak in.
Not to rub it in, but that record for the lowest total by a franchise team in LPL is held by Dambulla franchise. When they scored 69, it was against the Jaffna Kings back in 2021. So not a nice record to have as a franchise. They must turn around their batting form.
It's not, they haven't got able batsmen. This somehow, they haven't been able to bat with the right ideas. We saw the openers getting into good partnerships. Middle order batsmen were disappointing. Now the top order batsmen failed to provide a good partnership up the order. Lost his balance. And that's why the umpire are checking.
That was out if he had just dragged his leg a little bit more. We saw that points table. I'll talk a little bit more on it in the next over. It's 56.
Calypso Mexico on the lava nagalama yanava Calypso ekkala youth ekama kulmat wenava Hadawadina manchi rasa balakaya nawattama rasaya Calypso biscuits.
Aquaproof 7-in-1. Unparalleled benefits in one high-performing waterproofing paint with water repellent property. Nippon Paint, the coatings expert.
ජීවිතේම ජර්නි එකක් ගෑව පාට පාට. හැබැයි මම තමයි මගේ ලයිෆ් එකේ නැවිගේටර්. ෆ්‍රී එකේම පාවෙනකොට life is like magic. Apple වගේ simple නේ ජීවිතේට logic. හෙළදීප් ice day ඕන වෙලාවක set වෙන drink එක.
බඩගින් මායම් බිඳින්න. Ritsbury Black Magic.
ඒට කැපෙන්නේ නැතුව ෆුට්බෝල් වර්ල්ඩ් කප් එක live බලන්න. View app එක download කර subscribe කරන්න.
56 for 8 after 8. Colombo Stars in full control. What an eventful 8 overs we've seen in this match. Match number 14. New bowler, Janet.
It's all happening here. The fielding side on top of their game, trying to pounce on every opportunity to dismiss a batsman.
Well, what a time for Karam Janat to come on with the ball. He's got the ideal situation to bowl in. Just 2 more wickets required for Colombo Stars to close the innings off. That will be the thinking of Angelo Matthews and all the players. Pick up 2 wickets, then look at the target and get the job done.
Now, Darren, wickets fell, but at the end of the 6th over, Dambulla were 54 for 7. So the run rate up at 9. They were 53 for 6 with the run rate up at 5. In the 5th over, up at 10. So were you going too hard?
Don't know about going too hard. What I do know is they haven't been able to spend time out in the middle, individually put structure to their batting, because when you look at the names in this Dambulla Aura team, players who are quite competent of scoring runs consistently, but they just have not delivered with the bat.
Four, that's lucky. They need some luck, they deserve some luck. It's deserted them right throughout the tournament. Yes, you'll say that they haven't helped their cause in any way.
At times you need to make your own luck by doing sensible things. It's very difficult to pick sense out of nonsense.
And you know, Amerisoil, the principles of batting, they do not change. Must be applied, and applied with commitment. There's a need to go back to the basics from a batting point of view in this Dambulla Aura team. Watch the ball to start with. Ensure that you know exactly what type of innings you want to play as a batter in this Dambulla Aura team.
I think from the outside, what I have observed, they got very desperate to win a game. You know, at times when your combination is not working, what you need to do is just play the game sensibly. Get your batters in a rhythm. Next game you get your bowlers into the rhythm, and then that's how your combination starts to work. I don't know what mindset they had, while they were having team meetings and all that?
Hey Russell, do you think there's good role clarity in and amongst this Dambulla Aura team from a batting point of view? You tell us after this over.
Midfield, they come back for 2. So that's the end of the 9th over. The Dambulla Aura are 66 for 8. And Mickey Arthur's going to be out there with them because it's the timeout.
Take a deep breath. Paint better, breathe better. Graphene Stone Paint.
Maggie Papare Spicy Chicken Flavor Noodle. Spicy venasata set venna.
ලයිෆ් බෝයි ඉතරම් ලොක්කා වෙළඳ පොලේ අඩුම මිල රුපියල් 125කට පවුලටම ආරක්ෂාව.
අලුත්ම TikTok සහ Insta Dialogue Fun Blaster මාසෙටම රුපියල් 297ක් විතරයි.
Darana's Grand Christmas Sale දෙසැම්බර් 12 සිට 80ක් දක්වා වට්ටා. එක රුපියලකින් අදහගන්න බැරි තෑගි දිනාගන්න අවස්ථාව. දැන්ම ප්ලේ කරන්න.
Party life එක break up කරගෙන salsa නතන බා. ඕනේ වෙලාවක salsa රසට කට්ටියරොත් වෙන බා.
Manchi rasa balakaye salsa biscuits dang alut vela.
The largest paint supplier of Japanese vehicles, original equipment manufacturer approved, Nax Premila 2K is the most premium quality auto refinishing solution you will ever need.
ඒට කැපෙන්නේ නැතුව ෆුට්බෝල් වර්ල්ඩ් කප් එක ලයිව් බලන්න. View app එක ඩවුන්ලෝඩ් කර subscribe කරන්න.
More love, more fun. Ritsbury Chocomo.
අපේ තාත්තා දැන් ලියන්නෙත් හෙළකුරු වලින් ගෙවන්නෙත් හෙළකුරු වලින් ස්කෑන් කළා ගෙව්වා.
සරලත්වෙන් රටම සවිබල ගන්නවන අපේම හෙළකුරු.
සැරට කැමති අය දවස පුරාවට සැර ඉලෙනවා. Savory nuts රසයට කවුරුත් සැරටම සෙට් වෙනවා.
Manchi rasa balakaye savory nuts dang alut vela. අලුත්ම TikTok සහ Insta Dialogue Fun Blaster මාසෙටම රුපියල් 297ක් විතරයි.
Darana's Grand Christmas Sale දෙසැම්බර් 12 සිට ඩෙබිට් හා ක්‍රෙඩිට් කාඩ් පත් සඳහා අමතර 112ක වට්ටම. පොලි නැතුව පහසු ගෙවීමේ ක්‍රම. නත්තල් අසිරිය ඔබේ දොරකඩ.
Maggie Papare Spicy Chicken Flavor Noodle. Spicy venasata set venna.
Aquaproof 7-in-1. Unparalleled benefits in one high-performing waterproofing paint with water repellent property. Nippon Paint, the coatings expert.
ඒට කැපෙන්නේ නැතුව ෆුට්බෝල් වර්ල්ඩ් කප් එක ලයිව් බලන්න. View app එක ඩවුන්ලෝඩ් කර subscribe කරන්න.
Whether it's the last slice of pizza you've been eyeing, or the cheer and warmth of a job well done, you see, joy is something you share with those you love and trust. And that is why we make banking enjoyable. HNB, a joy to bank with.
The wickets keep falling like this. We'll have some time to soak in wonderful scenery. Calm your nerves, recharge, refresh. This is a great place to come to. Visit Sri Lanka. Time on your hands, you will love it. Well, Darren, you were asking me what would be said in the team meetings and how to get back into rhythm. When talking about roles, clarity, but at this stage when the results are like this and this is what's happening, there'll be no clarity at all. But how you turn it around is through individual responsibility. Senior players need to make sure that they play their best cricket and pull the team out with some special performances in whatever they do. They are the ones who need to lead the way. You can come up with teams plans, you can come up with role clarification, we can say so many things, but that's where it changes, and then suddenly you'll feel 75% of your problems have disappeared. Now that disappeared through Kasun Rajitha's legs fall.
The reason why I ask about role clarity is because usually structure follows a particular role, and I don't seem to get when this Dambulla Aura team bats an idea of there being roles and specific roles for players.
See, one big problem with franchise cricket is these players, they don't gather a couple of weeks before a tournament. So you don't really know the strengths and the weaknesses of the side. And at times, you dish out the roles which are not appropriate for the players. You are taking them out of their comfort zone. You only take a player out of their comfort zone when you're absolutely sure that he's capable and he's in a good nick to do that. But if you give a difficult role to a player, then these are the things which are going to happen.
Yeah, but if this is happening, I would be telling players like Bhanuka Rajapaksa, get me a 70 or 80. Do what you know, get out there, get me those runs. I'll be telling Dasun Shanaka, get me a 60 or a 70, let everything else fall in place. Earn that little bit of breathing space on the back of my better players, my bigger players, then try to fit the jigsaw in. Don't think that's out. I think that's outside the line. Dikwala, he's trying to talk his way through, and yes, they've asked for the review.
Original decision is not out. I need to check the front foot first, please. Fair delivery, go to front on spin mission, please. Can I have the ultra edge to check whether any bat involved there, please? Bat to blow involved there. Copy. Waiting for ultra edge. Linden, waiting for ultra edge. Keep it rolling through, keep it rolling through, keep it rolling through. Keep it rolling through past the gloves also. Satisfied fat line, no bat involved. Ball tracker when it is ready, please. Ball tracking is coming. Pitching outside off. Impact umpire's call. Wickets umpire's call. Wickets umpire's call. Go back to.
Yep, didn't think so. It looked like it was outside the off stump. That's the end of the 10th over, 72 for 8.
දෙක අංකරගෙන අපි දවස ගෙවනවා ලුණු රටාවට අනියන් කික් එක ෆුල් හැපනින් වෙනවා මංචි රස බලකායේ අනියන් බිස්කට්ස් දැන් අලුත් වෙලා ලයිෆ් බෝයි ඊතරම් ලොක්කා වෙළඳ පොලේ අඩුම මිල රුපියල් 125කට පවුලටම ආරක්ෂාව
ඇප් තුනටම රැති වෙනකන් ඩේටා SFT මොබිටෙල් ට්‍රිපල් බඩි
I don't want to mince my words, but if I call it a pathetic batting display, I wonder whether it's too harsh or whether it's actually factual. Let me ask my colleagues Tino Mamayo and Faviz Maharoon. You think that's the right description? Pathetic? Or can I use another superlative? Or is it too harsh?
Well, the innings is not over yet. So far, it's been extremely disappointing once again.
Oh, you're very, very diplomatic. You avoided the word pathetic, and you're saying
just my choice of words, Roshan.
Just got one diplomat in our box. That's Mr. Darren Ganga.
Not to be seen. It should be somewhere. But anyway, I mean, on a serious note, we do know that Dambulla is in a very difficult situation. I mean, we do know that teams get into situations like this. But surely they got enough experience in that side. They got support staff. They got the makings. I really don't understand this. Let me try and pick Fabi's Maharoof's brain on this. You've spoken about being in situations like this, but surely you don't carry on. You try and recover, you try and come out of it.
You just need the characters to come out and beat them. This is what not happening with Dambulla. They're trying their best. You can see that in their warm-ups. Was watching them closely, how they did their warm-up. Quite animated about it, quite vocal about it. Trying to get that team spirit high. When things goes wrong as a team in franchise cricket, terribly goes wrong. And this is where one individual got to stand up and make that difference.
But you mentioned it earlier yourself, Roshan. You just take a look at Kasun Rajit, that wicket off the first ball of the innings. 2 wickets in the first over. And another couple later on. He's done a fantastic job with ball in hand. 5 for 22. That's pulled away. And it's going to go to the boundary for 4. A very welcome one. Nicely controlled that.
He's no mark with the bat. It's a decent average in first class cricket. Pramod Madhushan hails from the deep down south. Decent fast bowler coming back after injury. It's a good shot. Karan Janat just in the middle of the pitch, sitting up nicely. Pramod Madhushan holds it in front.
Well, the run rate is all right. They're into the 11th over. They're going at 7. But look at the number of wickets lost. That's the problem. 76 for 8. They really don't have much to show. Last ball of the over. Oh, that's another. In fact, it's not a boundary. For a moment, I thought he got past that fieldsman.
11 gone, 77 for 8.
ඔබ කොතැන සිටියත් ඕනෑම වේලාවක කිසිදු බාධාවකින් තොරව TV එකකින් වාගේම දෙරණ බලන්න. ඔබේ ජංගම දුරකථනයෙන් පිවිසෙන්න. TV දෙරණ live YouTube නාලිකාවට.
Dambulla 16 to Cox, 20 to Shanaka. Now Chaturanga and Pramod Madhushan, the two batters getting together in a stand of 22 of 25, entering double figures. Jeffrey Van der Sey with a slip. But what we've seen here in this partnership is that particularly Pramod Madhushan, I mean, he's shown some sense in his batting, and when you do that, you can score runs. I mean, it's all in the mind, I think, of the Dambulla batters.
Remember, Roshan, during the Australian series, he made his debut, and in that match, for the last wicket, he had a brilliant partnership with Chamika. I remember, right, something close to 60-odd runs where Chamika scored a half century. So he got batting progress in him. It's about getting the opportunity and maximizing it. Probably if Dambulla bats out the 20 overs, they end up probably 120, 130 for his own development as an all-rounder, a budding all-rounder. This is a great opportunity.
Yeah, that's the only thing available now left for the Dambulla lads. And incidentally, 130 is the lowest score defended in the Lanka Premier League. They're a fair bit away from that 130. Yeah, just personal milestones here. If they can aim for it, they might end up with a good score. Just slices it, which might turn out to be useful to the team. They're coming back for 2. That's close. That is close. They're going upstairs. The Iqbal was quick.
Well, a run out is the last thing that you need when the batting's not going well for you. Things just get worse and worse for the Dambulla aura with bat in hand. Chaturanga De Silva goes for 11 at 79 for 9.
Take a deep breath. Paint better, breathe better. Graphene Stone Paint.
Right, Lahiru Kumara comes in, 79 for 9. They're into the 12th over. They've got 8 overs left. Two balls to go in the over. They're asking the question. Now, they're very confident, but I don't think that's out. They're not referring it. I thought it was possibly outside the leg stump, I thought.
Probably pitching down the leg side, but it was the leg break. It was going to go because I scrimped a little bit. Thought it was a decent call by Angelo Matthews not to go upstairs. Nicely ball James done the set. Good over. And finishes his spell as well with 2 for 10. 12 gone. Dambulla 79 for 9.
කවුද මේ දිනේෂ් මුතුගල කියන්නේ? සරල මිනිස්සෙක් ගුරුවරයෙක්. ඇයි මුළු රටම දිනේෂ් මුතුගල ගැන කතා වෙන්නේ?
For 9. With a much tighter game, the first one. The Candy Falcons versus Laika Jaffna Kings. That was the first game. That was the clash of the titans, so to speak. Chirag Lakmal, oh, just feeling for it. Just getting a bit of movement away.
This was the last wicket. Chaturanga De Silva. The first one didn't run hard. That's where the mistake happened. Slight hesitation in the end. It was out by a long way. Simple basic of not running the first one hard was the main reason what Dambulla lost their 9th wicket. Previous delivery, it swung, hence short mid wicket goes to slip.
Just squares him up a bit. Yeah, Mickey Arthur. Well, we've seen him. We've seen his expressions of disgust sometimes, frustration. You see your batters throwing their wickets away. The coaching staff of Dambulla not looking happy. Dasun Shanaka could afford to smile, but I don't think he's really smiling. It could be embarrassment. I mean, you look at him at the post-match presentation, you could see that embarrassment written all over his face. And sometimes it's so difficult to try and understand what to ask him.
I thought you were going to say it's difficult for him to respond. My next question was going to be, but what do you ask?
I mean, I just don't know what to ask. We've been asking him the same question. We've been asking you, what do you plan to do? I mean, where are you wrong and what's the way out? I mean, he's been giving me answers, but just not delivered.
For 9, scrambling to try and get to that 100 mark. These are the lowest totals in the Lanka Premier League. 69 by Dambulla again against Jaffna last season. Outside edge, it'll go down to third man. Ravi Bopara still pretty quick. Come across and make sure it doesn't get into the boundary. Just looking at these lowest totals again. Colombo, the next best, 90. If they roll on from here, they might get past that. That was earlier on. As well. Colombo 91, Candy 105, Jaffna 109. A whole lot of those scores before you get to 120. Dambulla, not good to be in the top two of both of those.
Again, good work at slip. He's finding the outside edge on a regular basis. That's because he's getting some movement. The lines are good. He's been bowling some really good lengths.
Movement again, and there's two slips in place. The previous delivery, which went for 2 runs. This is good stuff. Surang Lakmal, though he has retired from international cricket, does play counter cricket, still keep himself fit. Lost a bit of pace, but not the guile and the accuracy. Just like that, outside edge again. Oh, huge leap towards the left-hand side. I think it's Jeffrey Van der Save. We can take a look in the next over. 13 gone, 84 for 9.
විසිදෙක ස්ලිම් ජනතා සම්මාන උළෙලේදී ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ ජනප්‍රියම ප්‍රවෘත්ති සන්නාමය ලෙස අඛණ්ඩ වාර්තාගත 5 වනවරටත් ජනතා සම්මානයෙන් පිදුම් ලැබූ විශ්වසනීය අද දෙරණෙන් අදහස් උදහස් සංවාද විසංවාද මතවාද සියල්ල සමග අද දෙරණ YouTube නාලිකාව YouTube අද දෙරණ දැන්ම සබ්ස්ක්‍රයිබ් කරන්න.
84 for 9. 12 extras too has been handy. A rather dismal batting performance by Dambulla. Match number 14 of this Mazza play. Mazza LPL. Mazza play LPL.
Nicely put away, using the pace of Karim Jannat. He's a short guy, so the ball skid on. And that's what makes that shot that much easier to play.
This Stokes confirms what I said before. This young man on screen, Pramod Madushan, got everything. He needs to be a good all-rounder. Take a look at that. Playing it late, middle of the bat. Nice hit position. A good pace as well.
Right, turn a disadvantage to your advantage. That should be his motto. He's on 22 of 25. He's fighting with his back to the wall.
Kumara would be good if he can stick around with Pramod, because still a lot of overs to be bowled, 6.4. If he can show that he can hang around his end, maybe get an occasional single here and there and give the majority of the strike to Pramod, then they could add easily another 20-30 runs here. Crowds certainly come out for the last day of matches in Palekele.
I mean, I pity for the people who are here, because this is the best crowd we've had out of all days, and happens to be the last day. Pretty decent in terms of numbers. Still, you could do better, but got to be thankful for what we had. They had a good game, a tight game earlier on, but I don't think they were contemplating this at all. They were expecting a better fight. We brawled. Oh, swing and a miss. We expected Dambulla to show some spirit.
Now, first of all, I'm wondering what's going on in Lahuru Kumara's mind. He's got a man who's been batting there for 26 balls. He's on 23. He's got a rough idea of what's going on out there. My second worry is that man is not going and saying anything to Lahuru Kumara. Take it easy. We've still got plenty of balls to try and add to the total.
Well, you know what's going on. That's exactly. Well, it sums up the rather sorry state of where Dambulla is. You were speaking about the lack of communication. You were speaking about the lack of awareness. And hasn't that been the story?
Well, that just is really disappointing. Shows a lack of fight, shows a lack of character, shows a lack of desire to me. And if you're a team that's struggling like you are here, I don't see you guys pulling yourselves out of a rut playing like this.
Yeah, absolutely pathetic batting display by Dambulla. Coach's reaction says everything. And full marks to Colombo Stars. We'll be speaking how badly Colombo, Dambulla have batted, but how well the Stars have bowled with the new ball, the spinners in the middle, the commitment, the desire towards saving runs in the field, everything. When things goes well for a team, this is how it is. But with Dambulla, they're trying everything, but it's just not good enough.
I can tell you, Mickey Arthur is very brave.
Take a deep breath. Paint better, breathe better. Graphene Stone Paint.
And 20 to Shanaka, 16 to Cox, and 11 to Chaturanga. And they got 12 extras. And nothing else to show.
Bowling for Colombo Stars after winning the toss and opting to bowl. They started really well. But man, Kasun Raditha, 5 for 22, what a dream day that he had. Lakmal bowled well. The figures suggest might say that he's 1 for 33, but he too bowled the first over. Wednesday bowled his Kota with a couple of wickets, and Janat finishing off the Dambulla Aura innings.
Right, that's the target. That will not frighten the Colombo Stars at all. They got 20 overs to do it. The target is 90 to try and defeat the Dambulla Auras.
LPL තරඟාවලියේ 14 වෙනි තරගයේ අද දවසේදී කොළඹ කණ්ඩායම සහ දඹුල්ල කණ්ඩායම අතර තරගයේ පළමුව පන්දුර පහර දුන් දඹුල්ල කණ්ඩායම ලකුණු 89කට සියලු දෙනා දැවී යනවා පන්දු අර 13යි පන්දු 5ක් තුලදී මම හිතන්නේ LPL මෙවර තරඟාවලියේ කලින්දු අඩුවෙන්ම දැවී ගිය කණ්ඩායම අඩුම ලකුණු සංඛ්‍යාවට දැවී ගිය කණ්ඩායම ලෝවස්ට් ටෝටල් එක විදියට මේක හඳුන්වන්න පුළුවන්. ඇත්තටම කලින්දු මොකද උනේ දඹුල්ලට?
දැන් මගිනුත් මොකද උනේ කියලා අහන්න මටක් ගත්තා. මෙහෙමයි. මං හිතන්නේ අපි අද වෙනසක් බලාපොරොත්තු වුණා. මොකද ඊටාම වැදගත් තරගයක් නිසා ධනාත්මක වෙනසක් බලාපොරොත්තු වුණාට හිතුවටත් වඩා මං හිතන්නේ දුර්වල ප්‍රතිකරණයක් තමයි දඹුල්ල කණ්ඩායමෙන් අපිට දකින්නට ලැබුණේ. ඒ නිසා ලකුණු 89යි මේ තරගාවලියේ අඩුම ලකුණු සංඛ්‍යාව ඔවුන්ට ලබා ගන්නට සිද්ධ වුණා මේ තරගයේදී. හසිත මිකි ආතගේ මූණේ ඉතාම කඩගාටුදායක මූණක් තමයි අපි දැක්කේ මිකි ආතගෙන්. මම හිතන්නේ ඔහු පැමිණීමත් එක්ක ජාත්‍යන්තර කීර්තිය දිනු පුහුණුකරුවෙක්. දඹුල්ලට ඒ වටිනාකමත් එකතු වුණා මිකි ආත ඒ කණ්ඩායමේ පුහුණුකාරීත්වයේ දැරීමත් එක්ක ඒක ලංකාවේ ඉන්න ජ්‍යෙෂ්ඨම ක්‍රිකට් පුහුණුකරුවෙක් වෙච්ච අවිෂ්ක ගුණවර්ධනත් එකතු වුණා කණ්ඩායමත් එක්ක. ඔහු කොයිතරම් දක්ෂ පුහුණුකරුවෙක්ද විශේෂයෙන්ම වයස අවුරුදු 19න් පහළ ක්‍රීඩකින් ඒ කණ්ඩායමේ ක්‍රීඩකින් ජාතික තලයට ගේන්න අවශ්‍ය දැනුම ලබා දෙන්නට තරම් හැකියාවක් තියෙන පුහුණුකරුවෙක් අවිෂ්ක ගුණවර්ධන කියන්නේ. තාම දක්ෂ පුහුණුකරුවෙක්. නමුත් මේ සියලු ධනාත්මක දේවල් තිබියදී ඊටාම කනගාටුදායකයි මේ තරඟාවලිය තුල දඹුල්ල ඕරා කණ්ඩායම ක්‍රීඩා කරන ආකාරය.
කලුද අපි ලකුණු ලබාගත්තු ආකාරය පිළිබඳව ස්කෝකාඩ් එක දිහා බැලුවොත් එහෙම අද දවසේදී ලසිත් ක්‍රූස් පොල්ලේ සහ ෂෙවෝන් ඩැනියල් තමයි ආරම්භක පිතිකරුවන් විදිහට පිටියට පිවිසි. ඔවුන් දෙදෙනාම පළවුණු පන්දුවාරය තුලදීම ලකුණු බිඳුවට දැවී ගිය ආකාරය අපිට දකින්න ලැබුණා. ඒ වගේම ජෝර්ඩන් කොක්ස් ලකුණු 16ක් ලබා ගත්තා. ඒ වගේම බානුක රාජපක්ෂ ලකුණු 4කට දැවී ගියා. ඒ වගේම ටොම් ඇබෙල් අද දවසේදී ලකුණු නොලබා දැවී ගියා.
රාසා වෙනුවට ටොම් ඇබෙල් ගෙනාවා. ටොම් ඇබෙල්ට ලකුණු ලබා ගන්න හැකියාව ලැබුණේ
නැහැ. අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම. ඉතින් දසුන් ශානකත් අපි දැක්කා වේගකාරී ප්‍රතිහරණයක නිරත වෙන ආකාරය. හැබැයි අපිට ඔහු වැඩි වෙලාවක් පිටියේ රැඳී ඉන්න ආකාරය දකින්න ලැබුණේ නැහැ. පන්දු 11ක් තුලදී ඔහු ලකුණු 20ක් ලබා ගත්ත කොහොම වුණත් 6 පහර දෙකක් සමගින්. නූර් අහමඩ් ලකුණු 2කට දැවී ගියා. චතුරංග ඩිසිල්වා යම් උත්සාහයක් ගන්න ආකාරය අපිට දැක්කා. නමුත් පන්දු 11කදී ලකුණු 11ක් විතරයි ඔහුටත් ලබා ගන්නට හැකියාව ලැබුණේ. පෝල් මීක්‍රන් ලකුණු 0කට දැවී ගියා. ප්‍රමෝද් මදුෂාන් අවසන් මොහොතේ ලකුණු 23ක් කණ්ඩායමට එකතු කරා. ලහිරු කුමාර එක් ලකුණයි. ඉතින් එහෙම බැලුවොත් එම ප්‍රමෝද් මදුෂාන් තමයි වැඩිම ලකුණු ලාභියා බවට පත් වෙලා තියෙන්නේ.
අංක 10 පිතිකරුගෙන් තමයි වැඩිම ලකුණු සංඛ්‍යාවක් ආවේ. මෙතරම් ප්‍රබල පිතිකරන ලයිස්තුවක් තිබිලා මම හිතන්නේ බානුක රාජපක්ෂ සහ දසුන් ශානක ශ්‍රී ලංකා ක්‍රිකට් ප්‍රේක්ෂකීන්ට අද දිනේදීත් මම හිතන්නේ ඔවුන්ගේ බලාපොරොත්තු සැබෑ කරන්නට සමත් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. මොකද ඔවුන් මොන කණ්ඩායමේ ක්‍රීඩා කළත් හසිත දසුන්ගෙන් හරි බානුකගෙන් හරි හොඳ ඉනිමක් බලා ගන්න ශ්‍රී ලංකා ක්‍රීඩකීන් ශ්‍රී ලංකා ප්‍රේක්ෂකීන් තාම කැමැත්තෙන් ඉන්නේ. මොකද ඒ තරම් දක්ෂ ක්‍රීඩකීන් අර ඔබ ඇහුවා වගේ මොකද උනේ කියලා තමයි හිතන්න වෙන්නේ. ඒ තරම්ම විශ්වාස කරන්නට බැරි ක්‍රීඩා විලාසයක් තමයි මේ තරංගාවලිය තුල දඹුල්ල කණ්ඩායමෙන් අපි දකින්නේ. අපි පන්දු යැවීම ගැන කතා කරමු. මොකද ඊටාම ධනාත්මක දෙයක් තියෙනවා. ශ්‍රී ලංකා කණ්ඩායමෙත් ආරම්භක වේග පන්දු යවන්නා විදියට බොහෝ අවස්ථාවන් වලදී කටයුතු කරන අවස්ථාව හිමි වෙන කසුන් රාජිත කඩුළු 5ක් දවා ගන්නවා ලකුණු 22කට පන්දු අර 4 ක්‍රියාත්මක කරලා එය මෙවර LPL තරඟාවලියේ ක්‍රීඩකෙක් දවාගත්ත පළවෙනි කඩුළු 5 අවස්ථාව. ඒ නිසා ඒ ඉතාම විශේෂයි අද තරගයේදී ඔහුගේ පන්දු යැවීම. කසුන් රාජිතගේ ජ්‍යෙෂ්ඨ ක්‍රීඩකයා සුරංග ලක්මාල් පන්දු අර 3ක් යවලා එක් කඩුලක් දවා ගන්නවා. ලකුණු 33ක් ඔහුට එරෙහිව වාර්තා කරනවා පිතිකරුවන්. ජෙෆ්රි වැන්ඩසේත් ඉතාම හොඳ පන්දු යැවීමක නිරත වෙනවා. හසිත අපි දැක්කා ජෙෆ්රි වැන්ඩසේ අවසාන තරඟ කිහිපෙම හොඳ රිද්මයකින් පන්දු යවනවා. සීකුගේ ප්‍රසන්න ආබාධයකට ලක් වුණු නිසා තමයි අදත් ජෙෆ්රි වැන්ඩසේට අවස්ථාව ලැබුණේ. නැත්නම් සීකුගේ ප්‍රසන්න තුන් ඉරියව් ක්‍රීඩකයෙක් හින්දා විය හැකි අපි හරියටම දන්නේ නැහැ. නමුත් සීකුගේ ප්‍රසන්න ඉන්න සෑම අවස්ථාවකම ජෙෆ්රි වැන්ඩසේ ක්‍රීඩා කළේ නැහැ කොළඹ කණ්ඩායමට. කරීම් ජනත් ලකුණු 20ට එක් කඩුලක් දවා ගන්නවා. නමුත් කසුන් රාජිත තමයි මේ තරගයේ ඉරණම තීරණය කරන්නේ දඹුල්ල කණ්ඩායමේ පළවෙනිම පන්දුවෙන් ලසිත් ක්‍රූස් පුල්ලේගේ කඩුල දවා ගන්නවා. ඊට පස්සේ ඒ පන්දු වාරයේම ඉතාම අගනා යෝක පන්දුවක් එල්ල කරනවා ෂෙවොන් ඩැනියල්ගේ පාවරණයට. මම හිතන්නේ ඔහු රිවීව් අවස්ථාවක් ලබා ගන්නවා. ජාත්‍යන්තර විස්තර විචාරයේ යෙදিলা ඉන්න පිරිස අපි දැක්කා ඒ අවස්ථාවේ කියනවා ගන්න එපා රිවීව් එක. මොකද ඒක බැලූ බැල්මටම දැවී යමක් විදියට පෙනෙන්නට තිබුණු දැවී යමක්. නමුත් මම හිතන්නේ ෂෙවොන් ඩැනියලුත් උත්සාහ කරන්නට ඇති. ඔහුත් දන්නවා මේ ඉනිම ඔහුට කොයිතරම් වැදගත්ද කියලා. එහා පැත්තේ හිටියේ කොක්ස් දෙන්න කතා කරලා රිවීව් එකට ගියා. නමුත් කසුන් රාජිත සමත් වුණා පළවෙනි පන්දුවාරයේම කඩුළු 2ක් දවා ගන්නට. ඒත් එක්කම අපි කතා කරන්න ඕනේ මේ කණ්ඩායමේ පිතිකරන ලැයිස්තුව ගත්තට පස්සේ මේ විදියට අසාර්ථක වෙනවා වගේම මේ කණ්ඩායමේ පන්දු යැවීමත් අවසාන තරඟ කීපෙම හොඳ තැනක තිබුණේ නැහැ. ලහිරු කුමාර ප්‍රමෝද් මදුෂාන් දෙන්නම ඉන්නවා.
දැන් කලදු මේ අපි පළවෙනි කඩලු කීපේ එකලඟ දැවී ගියාම අතරම සාමාන්‍යයෙන් බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ පොඩක් කඩුල්ලේ රැඳී ඉඳිමින් ලකුණු රැස් කරයි කියලා නේ. හැබැයි දඹුල්ල කණ්ඩායම පොඩි වෙනසක් සිදු කළා ප්‍රවේගකාරී පිටිහරමයකට යනවා. අපි දැක්ක දර්ශන ශානකුණත් වේගවත් ඉනිමක් ක්‍රියාත්මක කරේ. මම හිතන්නේ අතරම මේක වෙන්නත් පුළුවන් මේ කඩලු අතරම
මං හිතන්නේ බොහෝ විට අපි දැක්ක කැන්ඩි කණ්ඩායම, ගෝල් කණ්ඩායම, ඒ වගේම ජැෆ්නා කණ්ඩායම මුලින් කඩුළු දැවී ගිය අවස්ථාවන් වලදී ඔවුන් ජයග්‍රහණය කළා තියෙන නිසා ඔවුන් සතුව විශ්වාසයක් තියෙනවා කෙමින් අලුතින් හිතලා අලුත් ලකුණු සංඛ්‍යාවකට ගෙනියන්න පුළුවන් කියලා. නමුත් දඹුල්ල කණ්ඩායම ඉන්න පීඩනය අපිට හිතා ගන්න පුළුවන්. දැන් මේ පස්වෙනි තරගය අදත් පරාජයටපත් වුණොත් දුර්වල ලකුණු සංඛ්‍යාවක් තියෙන්නේ. තරග පහම පරාජයටපත් වෙනවා. තරගාවලියේ රැඳී ඉන්න එකත් අපහසු වෙනවා. ඒ හින්දා මං හිතන්නේ පීඩනය හැකීක්මනින් යලිත් පන්දු යැවීමේ අන්තයට යොමු කිරීමේ අරමුණින් තමයි වේගවත් පහරවල් වලට ක්‍රීඩකීන් යොමු වෙන්නට උත්සාහ කරේ කියලා කෙනෙකුට හිතන්න පුළුවන්. නමුත් මං හිතන්නේ ඔබ කිව්වා වගේම අනිත් කණ්ඩායම් වල අපි දැක්ක දෙයක් තමයි මුලින් කඩුළු බිඳ වැටුණු හැම අවස්ථාවකදීම තන තීරුවේ තත්වයේ සහ ඒ අවස්ථාවේ තියෙන සිටුේෂන් එක තේරුම් අරන් අලුත්ෙන් හිතලා අලුත් ලකුණු සංඛ්‍යාවක් ගැන කල්පනා කරා කියලා අපි දැක්කා.
දැන් අපි දැනටත් කලින්දු අපි ලකුණු 89කින් ඉඳ අපි හිතනවා ඇත්තටම මේ අවස්ථාවේ කොළඹ කණ්ඩායමට ලොකු වාසාගත තත්ත්වයක් කියලා බැලු බැලමට එහෙම පේන්න තියෙනවා. නමුත් ඉතින් අපිට තරගය අවසන් වෙනකන් කියන්න බෑ. ක්‍රිකට් ක්‍රීඩාව
ඉතාම අවිනිශ්චිත ක්‍රීඩාවක්. නමුත් මං හිතන්නේ අපි මේ පිතිකරණය ගැන කතා කරා. මීට වඩා ලකුණු සංඛ්‍යාවකට යන්න පුළුවන් පිතිකරණ ලැයිස්තුවක් අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම දඹුල්ල කණ්ඩායමේ ඉන්නේ. නමුත් ඊයේ දිනේදී විශ්වාසයත් කොළඹ කණ්ඩායම සතුව තියෙනවා. මොකද 193ක් චේස් කරේ. ඒකට 89 දිහා බලන විදිහ ඔවුන් අද ඊටාම විශ්වාසයෙන් බලනවාට කිසිදු සැකයක් නැහැ. මොකද පිතිකරණ ලැයිස්තුවේ සියලුම ක්‍රීඩකින් සාර්ථක වුණා. ආරම්භක පිතිකරණ විදියට දික්වැල්ල පමණයි දැවී ගියේ. චන්දිමල් ගත්තම චරිත අසලංක සීකුගේ ප්‍රසන්න අද ක්‍රීඩා කරන්නේ නැහැ. නමුත් ඇන්ජලෝ මැතිව්ස්ටත් හොඳ ඉනිමක් තිබුණා තරඟ දෙකකට කලින්. ඒ අනුව රවි බොපාර ඔහු තමයි ඊයේ තරඟේ ජයග්‍රහණය කරන පහර එල්ල කරන්නේ. එහෙම ගත්තට පස්සේ මේ වෙද්දී විශ්වාසය හරිම වෙලාවේදී ගොඩනගාගෙන එන්නේ කොළඹ කණ්ඩායම. අද ජයග්‍රහණය කරොත් තුන්වෙනි ජයග්‍රහණය ඔවුන් ලබන්නේ ප්‍රසාද ලකුණු සටහනෙත් තුන්වෙනි ස්ථානයට යන්න කොළඹ ස්ටාර්ස් කණ්ඩායමට හැකියාව ලැබෙනවා.
අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම. දැන් ඉතින් අපිට බලා ගන්නට පුළුවන් යම්කිසි ආකාරයකින් ඔවුන්ගේ සුපුරුදු රිද්මයට ආවේ නැති වුණොත් සමහර විට තරගයේ තීරණාත්මක බවට පත් වෙන්න ඉඩ තියෙනවා. නැති වුණොත් ඇත්ත වශයෙන්ම පහුගිය තරඟ දෙකේ තියෙන අත්දැකීම් එක්ක ක්‍රීඩා කරොත් මම හිතන්නේ මේක පහසු ජයග්‍රහණයක් බවට පත් වෙයි කොළඹ කණ්ඩායමට.
අපි කියනවා හසිත ෂෝට් ටාගට් එක චේස් කරද්දී හුඟක් වෙලාවට ටීම් එකක් ඒක ගැන වෙනත් විදියට හිතන්න ඕනේ කියලා. මොකද අපි දකිනවා මේ පුංචි ලකුණු සංඛ්‍යාවක් හඹා යද්දී කඩුළු වැඩියෙන් වැටෙන අවස්ථාවක් තියෙනවා. සමහර විට ලකුණු ඉක්මනින් හඹා යන්න ගිහිල්ලා. හැබැයි මෙහෙම දෙයක්ත් තියෙනවා. දැන් මේ ප්‍රසාද ලකුණු සටහනේ ඉදිරියට යාම කණ්ඩායම් වලට මේ එලිමිනේටර් කියන කාරණය ප්ලේ ඔෆ් වලදී වැදගත් බව අපි කතා කරමු නිසා මේක හොඳ අවස්ථාවක් net run rate එක improve කරගන්න. මොකද ලකුණු 90ක් ඉක්මනින් ලබා ගන්න කොළඹ කණ්ඩායමට හැකියාව ලැබුණොත් ඔවුන්ගේ දැනට ඍණ 1.2ක තියෙන net run rate එක අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම ඊට වඩා ධන අගයකට ගෙනෙන්න උන්ට හැකියාව ලැබෙනවා. එතකොට ගෝල් කණ්ඩායමට වඩා කොහොමත් ඉහළින් ඉන්න කොළඹ කණ්ඩායමට හොඳ අවස්ථාවක් තියෙනවා.
ඒ වගේම කලින්දු මතක් කරන්න ඕනේ දැන් අපි දෙන්නටත් හෙට දවසේදී නිවාඩුවක් හම්බ වෙනවා. හෙට ඇත්තටම LPL තරගාවලියේ විවේකේ ලබා දීලා තියෙන අනිද්දාත් නිවාඩුව. මොකද නුවර පැවැත්වෙන අවසන් තරගය මේ. එතකොට ඊළඟ තරග සියල්ල පැවැත්වෙන්නේ සෙනසුරාදා ඉඳන්.
අපි දැක්ක ප්‍රේක්ෂකයන්ගේ උනන්දුව අවසාන තරගයේ මං හිතන්නේ වැඩිම ප්‍රේක්ෂක සංඛ්‍යාවක් ඇවිල්ලා හිටියේ. කොළඹ අයට කියන්න තියෙන අවසාන තරගය වෙනකන් ඉන්න එපා. අපි හැමෝම යමු. අපිත් යන්න බලන්න පොඩ්ඩක් ගිහින් එන්න.
අනිවාර්යයෙන් අපි දෙන්නත් එන්න උත්සාහ කරනවා. අපිට අපේ නිෂ්පාදකතුමා යන්න දුන්නොත් මේ කොහමරි සෙනසුරාදා ඉඳන් කොළඹ තරග ටික ආරම්භ වෙනවා කලින්දු. එතකොට අද නුවර තරග ටික අවසන් වෙනවා. ඉතින් සමහර වෙලාවට අලුත් ආරම්භයක් ලබා ගන්න පුළුවන් වෙයි අපේ කණ්ඩායම් වලටත් අලුත් තනතිල්ලක් හිමි වෙන්නේ. ඉතින් අපි බලමු ඒ තරඟ ටික කොහොමද කියලා. ඒ අතර වාරේ අපි කෙටි විරාමයකට යන තව සුළු වෙලාවක් තියෙන තරඟය ආරම්භ වෙන්න. අපි යන් විරාමයකට.
විසි දෙක ස්ලිම් ජනතා සම්මාන උළෙලේදී ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ ජනප්‍රියම ප්‍රවෘත්ති සන්නාමය ලෙස අඛණ්ඩ වාර්තාගත 5 වනවරටත් ජනතා සම්මානයෙන් පිදුම් ලැබූ විශ්වසනීය අද දෙරණෙන් අදහස් උදහස් සංවාද විසංවාද මතවාද සියල්ල සමඟ අද දෙරණ YouTube නාලිකාව YouTube අද දෙරණ දැන්ම සබස්ක්‍රයිබ් කරන්න.
කවුද මේ දිනේෂ් මුතුගල කියන්නේ? සරල මිනිස්සෙක් ගුරුවරයෙක්. ඇයි මුළු රටම දිනේෂ් මුතුගල ගැන කතා වෙන්නේ?
ප්‍රවණතා සහිත දරුවන්ගේ පෝෂණය නගා සිටුවීම වෙනුවෙන් මනසත් දෙරණ සහ ළමාරෝග විශේෂඥ වෛද්‍යවරුන්ගේ විද්‍යායතනය සෙනෙහසින් දියත් කරන Feed a Child.
පුංචි බණ්ඩියක බඩගිනි නිවමු. ඔබේ පරිත්‍යාග මහජන බැංකුව සුදුවැල්ල ශාඛාවේ මනුසත් දෙරණ ගිණුමට බැරකිරීමට කාරුණික වන්න. ගිණුම් අංකය 143 1001 799.5. මේ අමාරු කාලය පහු කරගන්න අපි අපට ඉමු.
All this week at 10 p.m. exclusively on Other Derana 24.
He's going again. He could be dead here. Backer is calling for the replay.
විරාමයෙන් අනතුරුව ඔබ නැවතත් එකතු වෙන්නේ මැච් සෙන්ටර් එකත් එක්ක තරගය ආරම්භ වෙන්න තවත් සුළු වේලාවක් විතරයි තියෙන්නේ. කලින්දු අපි දික්වැල්ල තමයි ඊළඟට ආරම්භක පිටිකරුව විදිහට එන්නේ. හැබැයි අවසන් තරග කිහිපය අපි දැක්කේ නැහැ සාර්ථක වෙනවා.
අපි පොඩ්ඩක් අද හොඳ අවස්ථාවක් තියෙනවා. ඔව් මම හිතන්නේ අන්තිම තරග දෙකේ අසාර්ථකත්වයේ පස්සෙක තබලා අද හොඳ ලකුණු සංඛ්‍යාවකට යන්න. අනිත් පැත්තේ චන්දිමාල් හොඳ විශ්වාසයකින් ක්‍රීඩාංගණයට අවතීර්ණ වේවි. ඊයේ ලකුණු 25කින් ලබාගත් අර්ධ ශතකයත් එක්ක. නමුත් දඹුල්ල කණ්ඩායම හොඳින් පන්දු යවුවොත් මේ අපි කතා කරන සියල්ල අනිත් පැත්ත හරවන්නටත් ක්‍රිකට් ක්‍රීඩාවේ අපි සියලුම දෙනා දන්න අවිනිශ්චිතභාවයත් එක්ක ඔවුන්ට හැකියාව ලැබෙන්නටත් පුළුවන්. මම හිතන්නේ ඔවුන් නිකන් මේ තරගය අත්හරින්න හේකුත් නැහැ. ඔවුන් උත්සාහයක් ගනී. මොකද පිටිකරණය අසමත් වුණාට පන්දු යැවීමෙන් යම්කිසි උත්සාහයක් ගන්න ලහිරු කුමාර, ප්‍රමෝද් මදුෂාන් මේ වගේ ක්‍රීඩකින් ඉන්න නිසා.
ඔව් අනිවාර්යෙන් මේ අත්‍තරම මායි කලින්දුයි දෙන්නත් පොඩි කතා බහක නිරත වුණා මේ තරගය ආරම්භ වෙන්නත් කලින් දඹුල්ල දින්න නම් පොඩ්ඩක් හොඳයි මේකේ තරගකාරී බව තියෙනවා නේද කලින්දු.
අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම දැන් මේ ගත්තට පස්සේ ඊළඟ තරඟ පහම ජයග්‍රහණය කරන්න ඕනේ තත්වයක් නිර්මාණය වෙන්නේ නැහැ දඹුල්ල කණ්ඩායමට අද ජයග්‍රහණය කරා නම් ඒත් එක්කම අර තරඟාවලියේ තියෙන තරඟාකාරීත්වය පවත්වාගෙන යන්න. මොකද අපි කතා කරමු ප්ලේ ඔෆ්ස් වලට කොහොමත් ටීම් 4ක් යනවා. ඒතකොට දැම්මම අපි දන්නවා නම් දඹුල්ල තමයි මෙතනින් අයින් වෙන්නේ කියලා. එතන යම් උනන්දුවේ අඩුවක් වෙනවා. නමුත් මම හිතන්නේ ඉතුරු තරඟ 4ත් උන්ට අපි බලන් ඉමු මේ සියල්ල ඉරනම අනිත් පැත්ත හරවන්න උන්ට හැකියාව ලැබෙයිද කියලා. තරඟය ආරම්භ කරන්නට මේ වෙදි පල්ලේ කැලේ ජාත්‍යන්තර ක්‍රීඩාංගණයේ සියලු කටයුතු සූදානම්. දඹුල්ල ඉනිම ඒ විදිහට අවසන් වුණා. කොලම්බෝ ස්ටාර්ස් ඉනිම ආරම්භ කරන්න මේ වෙද්දී සියලු කටයුතු සූදානම්. අපි යමු සජීවීව පල්ලේ කැලේ ජාත්‍යන්තර ක්‍රිකට් ක්‍රීඩාංගණයට.
Chandimal and Dikwala, they're not going to hang about. They're going to go after the ballers, that's for sure.
Dikwala on the back of 2 failures, cleaned up in the last couple of days. Pramod Madhushan with the new ball. 4th consecutive game for the Colombo Stars. 4 consecutive days of cricket. They responded pretty well. When you start winning matches, it's easier to get yourself up and compete.
Ball them! What a start! A little bit of swing. The perfect delivery to start the innings and set the tone in this defence.
Well, what we have seen tonight, left-handed batsmen struggling with the ball jagging back. Yeah, there was plenty of swing for the young fast bowler to go through the defences of Dikwala, who has been removed of the first delivery of this over and this innings. It's 0 for 1 Colombo Stars.
Take a deep breath. Paint better, breathe better. Graphanes don't paint.
ලයිෆ් බෝයි ඉතරුම් ලොක්කා වෙළඳ පොලේ අඩුම මිල රුපියල් 125කට පවුලටම ආරක්ෂාව.
Maggi papare spicy chicken flavor noodle. Spicy වෙනසට set වෙන්න. අලුත්ම TikTok සහ Insta dialogue fun blaster. මාසෙටම රුපියල් 297ක් විතරයි.
the largest paint supplier of Japanese vehicles. Original equipment manufacturer approved, Max Premila 2K is the most premium quality auto refinishing solution you will ever need.
පාරි මෝදක ඔන් කරගෙන අපි දවස ගෙවනවා ලුණු රටාවට අනියන් කික් එක ෆුල් හැපනින් වෙනවා මංචි රසබලකායේ අනියන් බිස්කට්ස් දැන් අලුත් වෙලා
SLT Mobitel Mobile Non-Stop ලෝකා ඔබ කැමතිම ඇප් 9ට ඇති වෙනකන් data.
This game. Yeah. Lasit Cruz pull was cleaned up. Not really cleaned up. He played on and was bold. But this is a perfect start. Giving the ball maximum opportunity to swing. Bowl it full. Dikwala looking for the biggish drive. Oh boy.
Exactly 14 overs in this match. We've seen 11 wickets to fall. A different type of entertainment in this T20 contest.
It's nothing to do with the wicket. It's a good wicket. Yes, the ball has moved around a wee bit. When the wickets fall, bowlers are on top. They will try things. Do you think the trend will continue what we saw in the first innings?
Yeah, first delivery he faced. The ball was in the direction of the off stump. From there on, it jagged back and he was attempting to play through mid-wicket. That was a big mistake. Aren't they happy to see the back of Dikwala?
Your head just falling over a bit, offside. Often happens to openers. Openers are a little bit anxious to feel ball on bat, so you end up moving a little too much at the start of your innings, and you often get out of position.
Yeah, and if you don't have your bearings right, your head tends to follow the angle of the ball. So Madhushan's first delivery was angled across the body, so Dikwala's head going across, and the ball swings in, you're out of position. It can happen to anyone.
Underscores the significance and importance of maintaining your balance as a batter to get optimal output.
But Pramod has bowled beautifully in this over. We have seen him swinging the ball both ways.
High scorer with the bat for Dambulla. Pramod Madhushan at number 10 got 23.
Play and a miss. End of the first over. None for one.
ඒට කැපෙන්නේ නැතුව ෆුට්බෝල් වර්ල්ඩ් කප් එක ලයිව් බලන්න. view app එක download කර subscribe කරන්න.
බඩගින් මායම් පිදින්න. Ritzbury Black Magic.
Whether it's the last slice of pizza you've been eyeing, or the cheer and warmth of a job well done, you see, joy is something you share with those you love and trust. And that is why we make banking enjoyable. HNB, a joy to bank with.
ලයිෆ් බෝයි ඉතරුම් ලොක්කා වෙළඳපොලේ අඩුම මිල රුපියල් 125කට පවුලටම ආරක්ෂාව
අලුත්ම TikTok සහ Insta Dialogue Fun Blaster මාසෙටම රුපියල් 297ක් විතරයි.
Cast on Sportsmax. All the broadcasters for this edition of the Lanka Premier League. Quite extensive, wide reach as well. Paul van Meekeren.
Mentioned 4 consecutive nights of cricket for the Colombo Stars. In the last 3 nights, we've seen something very similar. Niroshan Dikwala coming into bat and cleaned up. Bowled on all 3 occasions. Now this was a couple of nights ago. This was yesterday. And today he's just not making contact with the ball. Just a bit of swing is putting him off.
That's after his half century against the Gold Gladiators. 58 from 44. And it's a lesson for batters. You can't take your form for granted. Every inning starts at 0. And you must put in the work at the start of your innings. And that start is the most vulnerable period for a batter. That's why I say when I look at the Dambulla Aura scorecard, none of the players lasted beyond 10 deliveries. Yeah, that's the top 5 players I'm referring to. Top 5 batters.
Just keep an eye on his front toe. He's looking to play the ball straight. Here, he's looking to play on the onside, and his toe is pointing toward extra cover, not the right technique. As a batsman, you have to open your toe like this youngster did. What a hit that was. Just whipping the ball. And the pace took the ball way out of the boundary line for 6.
Yeah, he was struggling in this tournament, Charita Salanka. Yesterday he was moved to number 3. He's found his rhythm. That's perfect timing. Using the pace of Manekaran. And what a way to get off strike.
Chance to ensure that he gets acclimatized with the conditions, the bowlers. Saw a hint of swing in that first over.
Massive hit. Well, Paul Vanmakeren not happy with his run-up. There seems to be a marker somewhere near the umpire which is putting him off his run-up. Groundsman also bringing out the spray paint to try and cover it up so that it doesn't distract him, because bowlers tend to focus on certain areas. Sometimes they like to place the umpires at a certain position, and it's their cue to accelerate, jump maybe, or get into their stride. So whatever it was on the ground there, not exactly what Meekran wanted in his eye line.
What's the approach here, gentlemen, by Dasun Shanaka? What should he be advising his bowlers to do in the circumstances? 83 more required.
Get a couple of slips. Ask the bowlers to attack the batsman. The ball is doing something. Try and pick up early wickets. This length is not going to do anything for the bowler.
Be hard for Dambulla to keep their heads up. 8 for 1.
Body life at the break up, karagana salsa na tanaba. On a vela, salsa rasa
තියරොක් වෙනවා මාංචි රස බලකායේ සල්සා බිස්කට්ස් දැන් අලුත් වෙලා Maggi Papare Spicy Chicken Flavor Noodles. Spicy වෙනසට set වෙන්න.
ඒට කැපෙන්නේ නැතුව ෆුට්බෝල් වර්ල්ඩ් කප් එක live බලන්න. View app එක download කර subscribe කරන්න.
The largest paint supplier of Japanese vehicles, original equipment manufacturer approved, Nax Premila 2K is the most premium quality auto refinishing solution you will ever need.
.net presented by SkyX.net. Also powered by Onyx Bat. Play News, Term Sports Limited, official energy partner Shaq Tea, snack partner CBL Munchie, American Water, official hydration partner. Good to see a number of sponsors affiliated with this magnificent tournament here in Sri Lanka. Control looking shot. We haven't seen Lahuru Kumara just yet. That's a viable option for Dasun Shanaka given the fact that he's taken wickets.
But with that extra pace and the fact that he doesn't control the ball as much, maybe he wants him with bit more protection outside the circle. But this guy bowled with a lot of control. Kasun Rajitha picking up a 5 for the first time in his career. The 4th time it has happened in the LPL. The 5th wicket off the last ball of his spell.
The reason why I mentioned Kumara is the fact that the target is not a large one, so he has to try and use all his options quite early in this game. Dasun Shanaka still has to believe that there's a chance of winning this match. Has to drive that thinking with his bowlers. The fielders in this side, you just never know.
Combination at the head of the Dambulla aura. Mikiyata and Dasun Shanaka, they work together for long periods. With the Sri Lankan team trying to rebuild. Was a hard run that Sri Lanka also did have at that time, and it's not easy. When your plans are not coming together, you're struggling to string it. I keep saying that's the time you look inside. Individual players look inside and come up with some heroic performances, innovative performances. I can understand what he's feeling, what he's thinking. It's an extremely hard position to be in.
Those were his reactions during the course of the match. All reek of frustration.
And looking at their performances in the tournament, Darren, Amir, you'd have thought it can't get any worse. End of the power play or 7 down. Now what do you do? Where do you go from there?
Hold the players accountable. At the end of the day, the coach is there to guide and advise. The execution and decision making on the field solely up to the players.
And I'm also big on individuals taking responsibility, because when I say look inside, where's your self-motivation? Where's your will to make a difference? It's easy to talk about plans, roles, but we've seen players turn it around for their teams with single match winning performance. I think Dambulla needs that, just to get some oomph behind themselves, get a smile back, get that chin up.
Beautiful stroke for no run from Dinesh Chandimal.
දෙක ඔන් කරගෙන අපි දවස ගෙවනවා ලුණු රටාවට අනියන් කික් එක ෆුල් හැපනින් වෙනවා මංචි රස බලකායේ අනියන් බිස්කට්ස් දැන් අලුත් වෙලා අලුත්ම TikTok සහ Insta Dialogue Fun Blaster මාසෙටම රුපියල් 297ක් විතරයි.
Take a deep breath. Paint better, breathe better. Graphene Stone Paint.
ලයිෆ් බෝයි ඉතරුම් ලොක්කා වෙළඳ පොලේ අඩුම මිල රුපියල් 125කට පවුලටම ආරක්ෂාව.
More love, more fun. Ritsbury Chocomo.
ඒට කැපෙන්නේ නැතුව ෆුට්බෝල් වර්ල්ඩ් කප් එක ලයිව් බලන්න. View app එක download කර subscribe කරන්න.
Aquaproof 7-in-1. Unparalleled benefits in one high-performing waterproofing paint with water-repellent property. Nippon Paint, the coatings expert.
It's Colombo Stars batting lineup.
Now, since the ball is doing a bit, both these batsmen are watchful, not taking any risks. At the moment, they are happy to just nudge the ball around.
Well, there is an award for the Dara's Innovative Player of the Tournament. The winner will receive a prize of US $2,000. We've seen quite a few contenders. Still quite a few matches to go, so the competition will intensify. It's the format of the game to be innovative. That's spanked in that extra cover region with disdain.
Yeah, Chandimal decided that's enough. Just backed away. Cleared his front leg to be able to hit the ball through extra cover. Gave it a full thump.
Really like the form I've seen from Dinesh Chandimal. Ravi Bopara in the last game, he was really special with his timing and stroke play.
And having chased on the last couple of nights, understand how the game will change when the ball gets wet. I'm sure today is different because they're not chasing a big score. But that belief, picking a team that bats deep, was some good things that Colombo did. Now, on the lines of putting the onus on your better players, that's for just set up for Asalanka to slap it. Now, Colombo was also in disarray. You know, they won a couple of games and suddenly they're looking a very different outfit. The outlook is so different. But Chandimal was moved up to the top of the order. Asalanka came to 3. Putting the responsibility on your national players and they are delivering. And then it flows down. So that's the way to go. Not hide players like, let's say, from Dambulla's point of view, I see when I look at that list, I see Bhanuka Rajapaksa, I see Dasun Shanaka. They got to show up, come up the order maybe, and take control of that innings.
Yeah, what you're saying is it's all about taking responsibility. And what I'm witnessing at the moment makes me happy. This youngster who possesses immense talent, Asalanka, he has started to bat with responsibility. He's giving himself time as a batsman to go big.
So now his contributions were 1, 6, 5 and 3 and he was batting way down the order. Yesterday he moved up 46 of 38 and look at him now. That's all the way, timed beautifully again. Just using the pace. Getting into a good position, Asalanka. That's the end of the 4th over, 27 for 1.
Manji rasa balapai snack racket bang alut vela. Alutma TikTok saha Insta Dialogue Fun Blaster. Masatam rupial 297ක් විතරයි.
අම්මයි තාත්තයි විතරක් නෙවෙයි දැන් අපේ සීයත් ගෙවන්න හෙළකුරු වලින් ස්කෑන් කළා ගෙව්වා.
සරලත්වෙන් රටම සවිබල ගන්නන අපේම හෙළකුරු.
ලයිෆ් බෝයි ඉතරුම් ලොක්කා වෙළඳ පොලේ අඩුම මිල රුපියල් 125කට පවුලටම ආරක්ෂාව.
Just a solitary wicket to fall, that of Naroshan Dickwella, off the first ball of the innings.
Time for a Kome. And it's strange as well, by hook or by crook, if you can string a win or two together, it's amazing how 60 to 70% of your problems or troubles tend to disappear. Then it's a lot easier to get back to your plans and have some direction as a unit.
Yeah, the bowler erred on that occasion, and that was good enough for the left-hander to flick the ball over square leg, backward square leg for a 6. That was the second. But when you talk about Colombo Stars, they had their struggles as well. They kept on experimenting and finally found the right combination, the right batting order. Captain opened the innings thrice in this edition of LPL. Wasn't successful, then decided to go with Chandimal from there on. The tide turned.
On that note, who has been Dambulla's most devastating player? The first 2 games, they were off to a flyer. Jordan Cox at the top of the order, opening the batting, was doing the damage, but now he's batting at 3. And even his form seems to have dropped.
Look, we've all played on teams where collectively that team has underperformed. The other thing to take into consideration is the fact that these players are playing back-to-back matches for a string of 3 days, 4 days. So there's no time for these players to work on their technical flaws, to gain confidence by spending time, maybe having a hit at the nets. That's an added challenge for a player who doesn't have that opportunity to iron out some of the kinks in the game.
Oh, nicely worked away on the offside. Saw a bit of room outside the off stump and went with the bang.
Lovely shot. The mental side of things, when you don't have too much time, it works, I guess. Because you just have to go and play. You can't sit and mope. Focus on play. No, just play, just play. And focus on your basics and on your game and get on your way.
Yeah, you got to change your approach. At times, it's not technical. But there are so many problems with Dambulla. You can carry on talking about it before you reach a conclusion. Yeah, they require Shakti for sure. Dambulla, that's going to be a wide.
Six runs already from this over, Nur Ahmed. With 1 legal delivery remaining in this over. Bowling in the power play, which is an added pressure. Very little margin for error. Little too wide, little too full. Asalanka is not going to miss out. That's his 3rd 6 of his innings. End of the 5th, 39 for 1.
App තුනටම ඇති වෙනකන් data. SFD Mobitel Triple Buddy.
බඩගින් මායම් පිදින්න. Ritsbury Black Magic.
Dara's Grand Christmas Sale. December 12 සිට debit හා credit card පත් සඳහා අමතර 12%ක වට්ටම. පොලී නැතුව පහසු ගෙවීමේ ක්‍රම. නත්තල් අසිරිය ඔබේ දොරකඩ.
ලයිෆ් බෝයි ඉතරුම් ලොක්කා. වෙළඳපොලේ අඩුම මිල. රුපියල් 125කට පවුලටම ආරක්ෂාව.
ඒට කැපෙන්නේ නැතුව ෆුට්බෝල් වර්ල්ඩ් කප් එක ලයිව් බලන්න. View app එක download කර subscribe කරන්න.
Maggi Papare Spicy Chicken Flavor Noodle. Spicy වෙනසට set වෙන්න.
Right, Lyra Kumara starts off with pace on the ball, short and wide. Chandimal needs no second invitation. That was asking to be hit. And it's a good start to the over for Colombo Stars.
I just have the feeling, pace on the ball, Chandimal is going to enjoy this over unless Lyra Kumar does something special. Saw yesterday as well. Fast hit comes to Chandimal. It's quite comfortable. Quite surprising as well. With Lyra Kumar not being given the new ball, ideal combination would have been Madusha and Lyra Kumar to have any hope or any chance of winning this game. They should have done that. But saying that, just have the feeling this is going to be a big over.
Yeah, runs again. May not go all the way. They'll come back for 2, I think.
Pace on the ball we've seen throughout the competition, and it just aids the batsman up front especially. That was width given outside the off stump, just cleared that extra cover boundary with a minimum of ease. 45, the partnership now on 32.
Short, and did it carry? Chandimal was looking to smash it. It was hit really, really hard.
Skipper Dasun Shanaka, generally a safe fielder, I should say. Well, this occasion was smashed by Chandimal, dragged down probably by Lyra Kumara. Yeah, this standard, got to hold on to those.
He's looking to blast the bowling. He's not looking to time it, he's just looking to hit the cover of the ball.
Yeah, I mean that one before when he was dropped, rolled the wrist on the ball. If he had just kept the bat face open, it would have gone miles. But yeah, he's got pace coming onto the ball. I don't think he should be trying to muscle the ball away. Use the pace of Lyra Kumara. Can afford to play good cricketing strokes because the ball's coming on.
I'll tell you why I sense that this over is going to be a big one and Chandimal is going to get hard. This is what he does. This is his game. He enjoys the pace. Whenever he identifies a bowler, he generally goes after him. I just had the feeling that with pace that Lyra Kumara offers, Chandimal is going to enjoy.
Oh, that runs away. That's fielded in the deep. No, the point I was trying to make, Maha, is the difference between timing and hitting it. He was really trying to hit it so hard. As Tino said, a little bit of timing would have been far more productive.
Basically, Chandimal was trying to take the leather off the ball. And he's batted really well yesterday. He's got a quick half century, continuing his good form, enjoying being back at the top for the Stars. But this man on screen batted really well today. 31 of 19. It's all about timing and class. Young Charita Salanka. Two fielders patrolling the boundary in the power play. Deep square leg coming into the circle. Short fine leg dropping down, and third man. Short mid wicket moves to the offside as well. Lots of traffic in the middle.
See what could do to a batter when you're restored to your normal position and just one innings. Charita Salanka is batting so well. He's played some sumptuous shots today. That 6 over extra cover. Flicks over square leg. He looks.
Aquaproof 7-in-1. Unparalleled benefits in one high-performing waterproofing paint with water repellent property. Nippon Paint, the coatings expert.
Calypso එක්ක ඕන වෙලාවක නැගලම යනවා Calypso එක්කලා යූත් එකම කුල්මත් වෙනවා හඳුන්වාදින මංචි රස බලකායෙන් නවතම රසය Calypso biscuits
ජීවිතේම ජර්නි එකක් ගෑව පාට පාට හැබැයි මම තමයි මගේ ලයිෆ් එකේ නැවිගේටර් ෆ්‍රී එකේම පාවෙනකොට life is like magic Apple වගේ simple නේ ජීවිතේට logic හෙලදිව ice day ඕන වෙලාවක set වෙන drink එක
අලුත්ම TikTok සහ Insta Dialogue Fun Blaster මාසෙටම රුපියල් 297ක් විතරයි.
He's got to slip in. One thing about the Colombo Stars batters, they're not going to hang around. They're coming back for two. Chandimal doesn't need to hurry because he had it covered.
46 for 1 at the end of that power play. Their power play scores have been 38 for 3, 48 for 3, 34 for 2, 33 for 3 and 53 for 1. So that's their second highest. Third highest, I beg your pardon, in this LPL. I think probably because they're not chasing such a big total, there's nothing really for them to try and get after the bowling, if I may call it that.
It's about the way they complete the victory. We'll just give them so much of confidence going into Colombo for the next leg. Yeah, let's not forget that Colombo Stars too are a struggling team, but they've got most of the ingredients together. To start with, the batting lineup is right. They got the right people in the right places, which is good. That's a start.
Missed out Dinesh Chandimal. It's Lankan Premier League. This is beautiful Sri Lanka. Wildlife, nature, hills. Magnificent place to visit. Contemplating whether to come. This is the pictures you are seeing and many more. The tourism ministry is also part of the sponsorships on board for the Lankan Premier League, which is happening for the third year successfully.
Into the 7th over. Going at little over 7 runs and over. Chandimal hasn't really got going. He's been knocking it into gaps. They're coming back for 2 more. Asalanka has been the man who's looked very smooth and comfortable. The 50 is up in the 7th over. Shakti is another partner of the Lanka Premier League. It's good to have Sri Lankan sponsors joining in, supporting the league. And that's the partnership coming off just 41 balls. Charita Salanka, of course, the dominant partner. Just 4 off the over, 50 for 1.
The largest paint supplier of Japanese vehicles, original equipment manufacturer approved, Nax Premila 2K is the most premium quality auto refinishing solution you will ever need.
Life boy itarum lokka velana pale aduma mila රුපියල් 125කට පවුලටම ආරක්ෂාව.
ඒට කැපෙන්නේ නැතුව ෆුට්බෝල් වර්ල්ඩ් කප් එක ලයිව් බලන්න. View app එක download කර subscribe කරන්න.
More love, more fun. Ritsbury Chocomo.
That gentleman in the white shirt, Roshan, bottom right of the monitor, is having a grand time. Lovely to see.
It's like your moves.
Oh, come now. Let's not be talking about moves, Roshan Abasinga. Let's not go there.
No, I just express a view. I thought he looked very similar, but that's all right.
Second view there, Tino. These moves cannot be matched, but Roshana Basing's moves are. Hips don't lie.
It's good to see numbers turning up. Yeah, we have kids in the ground and also in the comp box. They're all having fun. Oh! Swinging across a little bit too full that time.
whip the kids into line, Dad.
Well, the dad's taking it a little bit easy. Just letting them be mischievous as they're always. 40 of 77 balls. That's the requirement. Sri Lanka has looked good. 31 of 21. 2 4s and 3 6s. Oh, Kumara, as usual, has stuck to what he knows, and that is to bowl quick, and he has bowled quickly.
Variation that time by Lairu Kumara. A slow ball was there to be hit. Charita Sri Lanka threw the shot pretty early. It was 4 written or maybe a 6 written all over it.
Confirmation on the clicks, just 101.5 Ks. Sits in the wicket. You can see there was a puff of dust there as well. Very difficult to get that ball away.
Using the pace. I'm just wondering, we've spoken about the dew that appeared the last 2 days. I can't really see any dew here. And how much do you think Dambulla must be regretting? I mean, dew would have been a factor going into this game after Angelo won the toss. Now, had they got something decent on the board, maybe 150, 160, I mean, they would have been in with an even chance of defending this score.
There is due even as bare minimum compared to the last probably 3 days, which Palakele had to offer. Maybe out there for the pitch revolution, there was quite a bit of a breeze blowing across the ground. Belief is generally when there is wind, there's no dew or minimum dew. So that's why I think Dambulla will be disappointed, couldn't get a decent score up. It's a used pitch, spinners would have had a better say if they had a decent score to defend. Overall, it's been a mediocre effort as well as a day to forget for the Aura.
And also, Tino made the point about the puff of dust. Those are all indicators as to what they could have got out of the surface. Not that it's a raging turn or something like that, but then runs on the board would have given them something. Having said that, aren't we all stating the obvious? That's what they should have done. So far this over, just a single, 4 dot balls and a single, which is good from Lairu Kumara, who's generally been a little bit wayward in his spells.
And just to compound the situation for Dambulla Aura, coming up against a team that had a wonderful chase last night, 190 plus. And these two contributing heavily in that second innings last night.
Very good.
Cheese රසට යාළුව සෙට් එක ස්මයිලි බෙදනවා Cheese buttons රස දැනුනම කොයි කවුරුත් මට වෙනවා Munchie රස බලකායේ cheese buttons දැන් අලුත් වෙලා
It might be a getaway from the routines of every day, or even a grand story of empowerment. You see, joy is something you share with those you love and trust. And that is why we make banking enjoyable. HNB, a joy to bank with.
Aquaproof 7-in-1. Unparalleled benefits in one high-performing waterproofing paint with water-repellent property. Nippon Paint, the coatings expert.
අලුත්ම TikTok සහ Insta Dialogue Fun Blaster මාසෙටම රුපියල් 297ක් විතරයි.
Against the Gladiators, one against the Falcons. Well, there must be, as far as Dambulla Aura is concerned at the moment, to look at what they have achieved today. Well, Colombo Stars are chasing a rather mediocre score. 89, and the first 4 games, they haven't really made much headway. It's been rather easy. No pressure for the Colombo Stars batters. And also, if you look at the way Dambulla has played, not in the first 2 games, but watching here, I felt that the intent, the sharpness appeared to be lacking. I wonder whether you guys saw it. But These were my observations. Now they got a slip in.
Not the track this time. Dinesh Chandimal. Cox wonder whether it's outside edge or just missed it completely. Yeah. It's an edge, and the Banu Rajapaksha's facial expression says it all. It goes wrong, goes terribly wrong.
Yeah, it's difficult though for the keeper. Wide. Gained in height from the top edge.
In case if he had missed Jordan Cox's gloves, it would have been ended up in Banu Rajapaksha's palms. Then Hannibal goes upstairs.
Well, he's had something behind the line. It's one of those rare occasions team know that they got it right. Dambulla or fielders appealing for the stumping. Everything was right. It's just that Chandimal just managed to stay inside the crease. Haven't had too many of those today. Two is the call. Two is the call. They'll just trot back for two.
Poor effort. But to be said, feel that cow point. Should have had a dive out, save that single. This is what lacking in this Dambulla team, isn't it? The hunger, the desire, the fighting spirit. Though you're losing, it's about having your attitude, isn't it?
Well, that's it. Really, at this level, you can't be trying to stop a ball with your feet. Simple dive could have saved one run.
End of the day, it's an individual's pride. Go through the motions, you lose a game this bad, but individually you have to have that pride to a level where no one will question it.
That's the case of they resigning to their fate. They seem to have, I mean, obviously they have accepted the ultimatum. They're putting up a fight, as you said, for individual pride. But the writing is very, very clear. And it's on the wall. Last ball of the over. We need 33 of 67. Oh, bad bounce. But again, you could see it was the greatest of efforts by Dasun Shanaka. 58 for one. And yes, I think they're taking a timeout.
අපේ තාත්තා දැන් ලියන්නෙත් හෙළකුරු වලින් ගෙවන්නෙත් හෙළකුරු වලින් ස්කෑන් කළා ගෙව්වා
සරලත්වෙන් රටම සවිපල ගන්නන අපේම හෙළකුරු ඒට කැපෙන්නේ නැතුව ෆුට්බෝල් වර්ල්ඩ් කප් එක ලයිව් බලන්න view app එක ඩවුන්ලෝඩ් කර subscribe කරන්න
Body life එක break up කරගෙන සල්සනතන බා ඕන වෙලාවක සල්ස රසට කට්ටියරොත් වෙනවා මංචි රස බලකායේ සල්ස බිස්කට්ස් දැන් අලුත් වෙලා
The largest paint supplier of Japanese vehicles, original equipment manufacturer approved, Nax Premila 2K is the most premium quality auto refinishing solution you will ever need.
Maggi papare spicy chicken flavor noodle. Spicy වෙනසට set වෙන්න.
ලයිෆ් බෝයි ඊතරම් ලොක්කා වෙළඳපොලේ අඩුම මිල රුපියල් 125කට පවුලටම ආරක්ෂාව.
අලුත්ම TikTok සහ Insta Dialogue Fun Blaster. මාසෙටම රුපියල් 297ක් විතරයි.
Aquaproof 7-in-1. Unparalleled benefits in one high-performing waterproofing paint with water repellent property. Nippon Paint, the coatings expert.
Manchi rasa balakai snack cracker දැන් අලුත් වෙලා.
ලයිෆ් බෝයි ඊතරම් ලොක්කා. වෙළඳපොලේ අඩුම මිල රුපියල් 125කට පවුලටම ආරක්ෂාව.
ඒට කැපෙන්නේ නැතුව ෆුට්බෝල් වර්ල්ඩ් කප් එක ලයිව් බලන්න. view app එක ඩවුන්ලෝඩ් කර subscribe කරන්න.
Dara's Grand Christmas Sale දෙසැම්බර් 12 සිට 80%ක් දක්වා වට්ටම්. එක රුපියලකින් අදහ ගන්න බැරි තෑගි දිනා ගන්න අවස්ථාව. දැන්ම ප්ලේ කරන්න.
More love, more fun. Ritsbury Chocomo. අලුත්ම TikTok සහ Insta Dialogue Fun Blaster මාසෙටම රුපියල් 297ක් විතරයි.
මූඩ් එක පොසිටිව් දවසම ෆන් බාරයි. ලිමිට් නැති ෆ්‍රෙන්ඩ්ස් නැති ලෝකෙම සුන්දරයි. ලයිෆ් එකත් ලෙමන් වගේ ස්වීට් සවර් මික්ස්. එක්සයිට්මන්ට් එකක් ගොයින්ද ගතේ නැතොත් රිස්ක්. අපි හෙන්නම ලකි ඕන දෙකට වෙන ෆික්ස්. හෙලදිව් අයිස්තේ ඕන වෙලාවක සෙට් වෙන ඩ්‍රින්ක් එක.
චීස් රසට යාළුව සෙට් එක ස්මයිලි බෙදනවා. Cheese buttons රස දැනුනම කොයි කවුරුත් මට බෙනවා. Manchi රස බලකායේ cheese buttons දැන් අලුත් වෙලා.
It could be a feeling that brings you together, or even their passion to change the world. You see, joy is something you share with those you love and trust. And that is why we make banking enjoyable. HNB, a joy to bank with.
66 balls, that's what is required.
Charit Asalanka and Dinesh Chandimal, two of the best going around in Sri Lanka. 8 of 54 delivery. Take a look at the strokes. That was a flat hit. Anything big, anything short. Both these players could turn anything. At the moment, Stars are just going through the motions. 32 needed of 66. And Dambulla looking for answers.
They enjoy batting under lights, these two. Chasing down totals here at Palikele. They were in the mix again yesterday evening. Of course, a much bigger chase, 193. They played a crucial role and contributed significantly to the team's victory. What an exciting one we had last night. Lahul Kumara into the attack, 4 wickets in his last outing against the same team.
Slower delivery. He picks it up. He starts off with a slower delivery. Charit Asalanka was waiting. And it's a boundary.
A drag down for a player of Charit Asalanka's class. This was a freebie. Take a look at the eyes, the determination, the shape, the pace, the power. Wow. Keep going, Charit Asalanka.
Yeah, he's just hastening the conclusion. Another one. 1 bounce for 4.
That was much quicker by Lahul Kumara, but this occasion it was right in front of square, just like the other one. Picked up early the length. As I said before, Asalanka and Chandimal both prefers the pace off the pitch.
Let's talk about that first ball, the slow one. Now he's a fast bowler running in. Just try and talk us through his thinking, starting off with a slower delivery.
Bowler bowls 140 consistently, bowling the first ball, slow ball, when the time to pick up wickets, trying to make inroads. I just don't understand. That's even better. This was on the front foot. Lahul Kumara correcting himself by pitching it full. But a talk about class of Charit Asalanka, this speaks to itself.
No, it does. And I just want to go back to the point that you made. If you're a 140 clicks bowler, you've been brought into the attack at this stage. Your job is to try and break through. Bowling a half track a slow ball first up is not the smartest thing to do. Next ball, half volley, comfortably put away. Charit Asalanka has come into his own now in this competition. contributed well last night again. 46 came in quick time, just 38 balls. Pulled away. There's 3 men back now on the leg side boundary in front of square, so you'll find one of those fielders.
And 2 deliveries before, deep fine leg was in place. These were the 3-4s. First one a slow ball picked up early by Charith Asalanka. Second was quicker and it went quick as well, 1 bounce. And this was the shot of this over so far. Pure timing, placement, without much notice. Charith Asalanka with 29 deliveries has jumped on to 47. That's how well he has batted.
It's been contrasting, the 2 innings. So smooth from Asalanka. Chandimal trying to power the ball and not finding his timing. There you go, swings his bat, it's 4. But not exactly where he wanted to hit it. But the runs keep flowing, they get closer, 15 off 61 now.
He opened the batting yesterday after an innings of substance the evening before, and in that innings he timed the ball so nicely. Came in top to middle order, and I think that's what got his elevation to opening the batting yesterday, but I haven't quite seen the classic strokes that I saw yesterday and the day before. And that tells you the story of the Dambulla Ora dugout.
That's hit very, very hard. Sikandar Raza gets in the way. Sport is a great leveler. One day you're right at the top, the next day can be so different. 10 balls, 77 for 1.
Life boy, itarum lokka. Velana pale aduma mila. Rupial 125කට පවුලටම ආරක්ෂාව.
ඒට කැපෙන්නේ නැතුව ෆුට්බෝල් වර්ල්ඩ් කප් එක live බලන්න. View app එක download කර subscribe කරන්න.
The largest paint supplier of Japanese vehicles, original equipment manufacturer approved, Nax Premila 2K is the most premium quality auto refinishing solution you will ever need.
Maggi Papare Spicy Chicken Flavor Noodles. Spicy වෙනසට set වෙන්න. අලුත්ම TikTok සහ Insta Dialogue Fun Blaster. මාසෙටම රුපියල් 297ක් විතරයි.
අපේ අම්මා දැන් shopping ගියාම ගෙවන්නෙම හෙළකුරු app එකෙන්. ස්කෑන් කළා ගෙව්වා.
සරලත්වෙන් රටම සවිබල ගන්නවන අපේම හෙළකුරු. ඒට කැපෙන්නේ නැතුව ෆුට්බෝල් වර්ල්ඩ් කප් එක live බලන්න. View app එක download කර subscribe කරන්න.
Slow start. Clumsy in the way they started, but now looking a lot better. Asalanka 47 off 29. Chaturanga De Silva. Slow left arm spin, there's a leg slip in place. He wants that extra fielder in the circle. He's calling for 2. He'll get it. Gets a run closer to his maiden LPL half century. This is his 18th innings. Charith Asalanka, and the quality that he does have, the potential. He's got a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah, he's been brilliant. Yesterday started at good form. Today just backing it up. Someone that I like to see at number 3 consistently, not only in franchise cricket, even in international cricket going forward. Brings up his 50 this time. There was vacant short wicket area. Given the opportunity at number 3 in yesterday's game. Batted well yesterday and continues to do so.
Like watching him playing. Very good shots that he can play right around the wicket. Relies on his timing. It's been a long time that Sri Lankan fans, cricket fans, have been looking forward to seeing Asalanka really dominate with the bat. Five fours. 3 sixers for Charith Asalanka, striking at 160.
Guys, maybe we can look at this partnership.
Shot dealt with the right way.
Playing every ball on merit. That's been the hallmark of this innings from Asalanka. Short delivery, and he had that clarity of thought to hit this all the way for 6. Good conviction, good striking power.
And one hit away. Well, if we look at the clock and you consider the time, it's after 10 that the dew really starts to take effect, but there's no runs on the board. And Colombo have gotten home in good time. Into the 11th, 88 for 1.
Badagin Maya Bidilla, Ritsbury, Black Magic.
ඔක්තෝබර් 31 දක්වා රුපියල් බිලියනයක් වටිනා loyalty data GB මිලියන 20ක් නොමිලේ. SLT Mobitel එකම එක සබෙදියාව.
Take a deep breath. Paint better, breathe better. Graphene Stone Paint.
Body life at the breakup කරගෙන salsa නතනවා. ඕනේ වෙලාවක salsa රසට කට්ටියරොත් වෙනවා. මංචි රස බලකායේ salsa biscuits දැන් අලුත් වෙලා.
අලුත්ම TikTok සහ Insta Dialogue Fun Blaster. මාසෙටම රුපියල් 297ක් විතරයි.
Lifeboy ඉතරුම් ලොක්කා. වෙළඳ පොලේ අඩුම මිල. රුපියල් 125කට පවුලටම ආරක්ෂාව.
Aquaproof 7-in-1. Unparalleled benefits in one high performance.
Just to finish my point I was making about this partnership, it's a good example for Dambulla or batters to follow. Asalanka, the aggressor, Chanimal, he's playing a supporting role, just striking at around 100, playing to the circumstances of what is required for his team. Elements of this type of approach are required by Dambulla Aura in relation to their batting. They've been under par throughout this entire tournament. Dasun Shanika and his men, they need to swing that form around quickly to give themselves a chance of qualifying in the top 4.
Yep, they're still not out of it in terms of the numbers. 3 games in hand. Of course, they'll have to sit and wait to see if other results go their way. In terms of Gold Gladiators having 2 wins. With this win, Colombo go up to 3 wins. Wouldn't be a good feeling to be the only team missing out. Yep. Single takes them to 90 and to a 9-wicket win. The Colombo Stars picking up another 2 points and starting to make their way up that ladder and into a comfortable position to qualify for the playoffs. Well, a lot to think of for Dasun Shanaka.
Aquaproof 7-in-1. Unparalleled benefits in one high-performing waterproofing paint with water repellent property. Nippon Paint, the coatings expert.
ඒට කැපෙන්නේ නැතුව ෆුට්බෝල් වර්ල්ඩ් කප් එක ලයිව් බලන්න. View app එක ඩවුන්ලෝඩ් කර subscribe කරන්න.
Way and doing the damage up front so that the Colombo Stars can go away with smiles.
Too few runs by Dambulla Aura. It has allowed Colombo Stars to romp home to another win by 9 wickets. It's a convincing one. They've strung together, they're batting, they're bowling, they're catching and all cricket. A near perfect game for Angelo Matthews and his men. That was the winning moment. Fittingly, Dinesh Chandimal, Charit Asalanka, 2 batters crossing the line, not leaving it up to anyone else in this batting lineup to win this match.
Get your runs, be greedy. When the form is good, the situation, the conditions are there, do not take things for granted. Work hard and keep building on the confidence. Dickwella dismissed first ball, bowled for the third time in 3 nights, but then Chandimal and Asalanka made sure that there were no more causes for concern in chasing that low score down.
4 bowlers used by Dambulla Aura. Again, they struggled to take wickets in the power play. Just 1 wicket to that of Pramod. They were 46 for 1 Colombo Stars in that phase, and the other 4 bowlers, they failed to get more wickets in this defense. So still an issue for Dambulla Aura. Their bowling not penetrative enough.
Winning the toss put the opposition in, the Colombo Stars. They were expecting to chase a score on 180, 190, which they were prepared to do, but they had only 89 because Kasun Rajitha picked up 5. They knocked over Dambulla Aura, picked up 7 in the power play. 90 for 1, Asalanka 58 not out. A 9-wicket win. Well, that's the end of the Kandy leg. We only have the Colombo leg with a few more games coming up. The Kandy Falcons, they have consolidated their position right at the top with 10 points. Like us, Jaffna Kings and Colombo Stars, quite safe. But Dambulla Aura right at the bottom. Quick break, and on the other side, the presentation.